All righty. Thank you very much, Ben Murray, for that. We welcome you out to the landing strip here at Ayersville High School as we get set for week number 5 of the high school football season. Our spotlight tonight on the Green Meadows Conference as the Edgerton Bulldogs, who come in with a record of 1-3, 0-1 in conference play, get set to have a showdown with the host Ayersville Pilots, who come in having won 3 of their first 4, including a league opening win against Paulding last Friday night. Andy Briggle with the night off tonight. Happy to cover for him. I'm Adam Gubernath alongside Mike Bumb. Bummer, I hope you're in shape. I hope your back's feeling good because you're going to have to carry a lot of the weight here tonight.
Now, how many years you been in this business now, Goob?
Quite a few.
Nobody going to be carrying you.
When you start answering that in decades rather than years, then you know you've been around for a while.
Listen, you're a legend in this area, especially Defiance County. How fitting we are. We're in Ayersville High School. You've done this for over 20 years. There's nobody carrying you. I'm happy to be here with you, my friend.
Well, I know that you get into kind of the nostalgia of local sports throughout Northwest Ohio. One of the things I've always loved about Ayersville, and we'll see it when the sun goes down and it starts to get dark a little bit, in the north end of the field, we'll see the campfire crazies out there. They'll light that big old campfire and watch the game and hopefully tune us in here tonight. And hopefully, like the rest of us here tonight, we'll be entertained by a pretty good ball game here tonight.
I hope so. Small town Americana. It's great. What a great facility it is here at Ayersville. First time we've been here to do a game in a long time. In fact, it may be the first time I've ever been here to do a game. We haven't came here very often. I love it. The people are great here. They've treated us very well already. Should be a pretty good game. Records are flipped. 1-3, as you said, Edgerton. 3-1 in Ayersville. One team really hungry to get off that schneid. The lone victory for Edgerton was, of course, against Hilltop, who's a team who hasn't won any games yet. Ayersville's slate, much more impressive. They've, of course, beat Delphos St. John's. Paulding last week that you indicated. Delta, who I think is kind of a surprise team in the NWL, won't finish in the upper echelon of the NWL, but not a bad football team. And then with their one lone loss again against a very good Bluffton team.
It's an undefeated Bluffton team, yeah.
So you look at the two teams and you measure the records and you measure the schedules, and of course that would be tilted towards the Ayersville Pilots, and the Pilots got them at home, but we don't know because that's why you play the game,
and
right?
when you're banking on 16 and 17-year-old kids, as you well know, you never really know what you're going to get out there. And talking with Brody Flagel, and we'll hear some of his comments here in just a few minutes, but, that tough loss in overtime to they've been in some of these games and just learning how to get over that hump a little bit. And he was telling me, yesterday that, if we make a play here, we make a play there, maybe we come into this one 2-2. So it's kind of close, shoulda, woulda, coulda, as I get it, but they're kind of figuring it out right now.
Exactly right. Could have won that game against Eden, lost by 2 points, had a chance to win right at the end. We did that game. Should have won the Montpelier game, lost in overtime.
That was the one, excuse me.
Just
yes.
Things just everything that could have went wrong for the Bulldogs went wrong. So he's exactly right. But you see that when you have young teams that haven't been there before, and they don't know how to necessarily, what's the word I'm looking for? Take advantage of the moment, if you will. It takes some time. You got to get some experience under the lights. They're starting to get that experience. So we'll see. Now, you look at it philosophically here, an Edgerton team who has been battle-tested. I get it, they're 1-3. I get it, they haven't had the schedule that Ayersville is. Battle-tested. Ayersville, not quite the same. They haven't had as competitive games as Edgerton has.
And they're coming off a come-from-behind win at Paulding. I mean, they have some expectations over here. I think it's clear that Antwerp was probably the preseason favorite coming into the league, but teams like Ayersville are in that hunt. And the Pilots think that they can present just as much of a challenge as anyone in the conference. Found themselves down at Paulding last Friday night by a couple of scores. They rallied in that game. It's an experienced team that just has had trouble blocks quickly. They just don't get off to good starts or something.
3-1. Here's the deal. All right, they're 3-1 and they're in good shape. And you're right. Ayersville. Antwerp is clearly the team that everybody's got their sights on. They do have the most talent in the GMC coming back. And quite frankly, to be honest, I don't even think it's close. But then there's that next echelon of teams like Ayersville and like Tenora and like Wayne Trace that are right there. Any given night, maybe they off Antwerp and get in the chase there for a league championship. So we've got Antwerp, and then we've got probably those next 3 teams that I said that are right underneath there. And I think it's a big distance between Antwerp and them. But listen, I've been wrong many times. I'm wrong 49 times, so who knows?
Well, it should be funny. getting it absolutely gorgeous night for high school football. Week number 5, we're at Ayersville, Pilots entertain Edgerton. We'll take our first break on the pregame. When we come back, we'll hear from the coaches, Brody Flagel at Edgerton, Andrew Mickey at Ayersville, as we continue on from Ayersville. I'll be right on after this.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number 1, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number 1 is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call your State Farm agent, Jody Herman, in downtown Archbold today.
You do your best to protect your loved ones, and while you may keep a fresh battery in your smoke detector and have a reliable home security system, there's a whole different type of protection you may be missing. A life insurance policy from Auto Owners Insurance is a way to safeguard your loved ones now and in the future. Meet with your local independent agent and secure a policy today to protect their tomorrows. Visit Andrews O'Neill & Lowe in Archbold, Bryan, or Wasion, or visit us online at andrewsoneillandlowe.com.
I'm Paul Rohrig Jr.
And I'm Sierra, and we are the new owners of Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio.
It's fair season, and we will have a booth at the Williams County Fair this year. Come out and see our selection of styles and colors, and save 10% off all memorials and get free vases with purchase of an upright memorial. We're continuing the family tradition, and as a third-generation family business, the Rohrig family makes it easy to pick out just the right memorial. We invite you to visit us as a part of your pre-planning. By talking to us now, there's no stress or high pressure, just a friendly conversation to get you started. Our specialty is creating custom memorials with a variety of colors, shapes, and sizes. You can go online to facklermonument.com to see what we have to offer. Come see us at the Williams County Fair. Save 10% off all memorials and get free vases with purchase of an upright memorial.
Continuing the family tradition, the Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, serving families since 1924.
Does the loss of electricity with an electrical storm scare you? Tired of being in the dark, not knowing how long before the electricity will come back on? Have Highland Center Electric install a backup generator system in your home. You can protect your whole house or just those critical circuits such as the freezer, fridge, furnace, or sump pump. Give yourself that peace of mind knowing that whether you're home or not, your home is protected from loss of electricity. Call Highland Center Electric today at 419-395-2577 to get your free quote. Better Business Bureau accredited, license number 38086.
This spring, pick your power. Steel fuel-powered equipment delivers proven performance and efficiency, and the Steel Lightning battery system delivers the power to do more on a single charge. Get the all-new BGA 45 battery-powered blower for just $129.95, or pick the popular MS-170 chainsaw for just $179.95. Pick your power, and then pick up a Steel. All prices BES SRP at participating retailers.
See Black Swamp Equipment or go to blackswampequipment.net.
Welcome back to our pregame show. It's the Brian Ford Lincoln Conversation with the Coach, as we are talking with Edgerton head coach Brody Flagel. And Brody, I know not the result you were hoping for last Friday night, but quickly kind of looking back at the loss to Wayne Trace, what were some of your takeaways from last week?
Well, first of all, thanks again for having us on. We appreciate the coverage. But yeah, in regards to last week, not the outcome we wanted. We were not happy with how we played in all three areas. And we got back to work this week, and we were highlighting some of those things in practice, making sure that doesn't happen again.
You know, one of the things I remember you talked about when we spoke early in the season was about developing consistency, and it sounds like maybe that was an issue on Friday. But up to that point, have you been pleased with the progress of that, or is that something that's still kind of a work in progress?
Still a work in progress. I mean, we can't have lulls in games and in practices like we've shown up to this point. We got to be more consistent as a football team in all three phases: offense, defense, and special teams. And until we do that, we're going to continue to see similar results. We got to be a more consistent football team.
Brody, how much time do you spend? I know you spend a good amount of time, X's and O's, physical-wise and stuff like that during the week. How much do you spend on the mental aspect of the game, especially with some of those young kids, trying to teach them how to practice and how to win on a consistent basis?
Sure. Every time we have practice, we're mentioning the physical aspect and also the mental aspect of what it takes to play football at a varsity level. And some of our guys are still learning what it takes, and some of our older guys understand what it takes, and it's finding that consistently that we previously talked about and putting a product out there on Friday night.
On the field at this point, 4 weeks in, what do you like that you're seeing right now?
Our kids are playing hard, and I know that it's not the outcome we wanted up to this point, but when you flip the film on, our kids are playing hard. They are playing with everything they got. But with that being said, that's not the only thing that matters. We got to play fundamental football. Alignment and assignment has to be better. We have not been very good in those areas, but the effort has been there in all three phases. So as long as the effort's there, the other stuff we'll continue to work on. You know,
Brody, you bring up a really good point talking about working on those fundamentals and everything, and I think maybe the casual fan thinks that all they do during the week is prepare for their Friday night opponent, which you do, but how much time do you spend on fundamentals even midway through the season at this stage?
Well, we've made some changes to our practice schedule the last few weeks to highlight some of those fundamental areas that we might be struggling in. And we spend a significant amount of time on it, and we do that every day of the week leading up to Friday. So we know there's some things we need to improve in, some things we need to get better in, and we're definitely targeting those areas.
All right, so next up for you, road trip in conference to Ayersville. Give me a scouting report on the Pilots.
Ayersville, they are very big up front, big and strong. They have a nice offensive line, defensive line coming back, a lot of experience returning in that area. And also they have a nice running back in the Delano kid, slot back. They're going to be big, they're going to be physical, and they're going to be well coached. Coach Mickey does a nice job with them over there. It's always difficult going into that environment and playing, so we're going to have to be ready to go.
Sounds like one of those games where it's going to be one up front, maybe the more physical team, the team that wins the line of scrimmage, puts themselves in a good position.
Yeah, and I think that's always the case. I mean, if you can get it done up front, that makes it a lot easier on the back end on both sides to make plays and put yourself in a position to be successful.
All right, other than that, maybe a couple of other keys for Edgerton to walk out of there with a win?
You're going to hear the same thing out of me, and I sound like a broken record, but our consistency's got to be better. And what I mean by that is we got to take care of the football. Too many times we've been very sloppy with the football offensively, and we're putting our defense in a bad position, whether it be quarterback center exchanges or quarterback to running back exchanges. We got to be a better fundamental football team, take care of the football, value the football. And when we can do that, we can put ourselves in a position to be successful. Defensively, it's going to come down to tackling. They have a nice player, like I mentioned, in the Delano kid. He runs hard, big kid, so we're going to have to make sure we contain him and tackle him when they get the ball in his hands.
Brody, always appreciate your time. Wish you nothing but the best of luck in this matchup with Ayersville.
I appreciate it. Thanks for the coverage.
Absolutely. It's our conversation with the coach presented by Brian Ford Lincoln as we are talking with Edgerton head coach Brody Flegel. Stay with us. More on the pregame show coming up.
The more your life changes, the more your insurance needs change. See Danielle Van Atta of Danielle Van Atta Agency today. She can conduct a free personal insurance review to help you determine how much and what type of coverage is right for you, with no costly gaps or overlaps. Interested? Phone Danielle Van Atta today at 419-636-0408.
When you're in need of a new appliance, go to your local appliance dealer, Direct Link Appliance and Hardware in Bryan, and take it home today. They carry hundreds of new, used, and scratch and dent appliances in stock, and they carry the brands you need: Speed Queen, Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, Amana, and GE to take home right now with you. Then when you have something wrong in years to come, Direct Link will also service everything. No need to call that 800 number and talk to someone you don't know. Just call Direct Link at 419-636-4541 and they'll be out to fix it for you, whether it's under warranty or not. Direct Link Appliance and Hardware in Bryan, your local appliance dealer.
Your friends at your neighborhood Eden Farmers Co-op Country Store would like to invite you to stop in at the Eden Montpelier and Edgerton stores to check out their complete line of pet supplies, animal feed, and outdoor products. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is ready to answer all of your questions concerning their complete line of Kalmbach, Land O'Lakes, and much, much more. For your convenience, your purchase can be carried to your vehicle by one of their employees. Be sure to stop by soon and see them at your hometown country store, the Eden Farmers Co-op.
Jason Deach Collision and Customs is Northwest Ohio's largest trailer dealer with over 300 trailers in stock. From 53-foot race trailers and custom toter homes to open deck car trailers, dump trailers, landscape trailers, and equipment trailers. But they don't just sell trailers, they service them. Add options and do repairs on any brand. Because they're racers themselves, they know how to build the trailer right for your racing needs. Stop by their Edgerton location or shop 24/7 at jasondeachtrailersales.com. If you can dream it, they can build it at Jason Deach Collision and Customs.
Clean up your outdoor space this fall and get it ready for winter at Donaldson's Ace Hardware on Union Street in Bryan. You'll find Ego cordless blowers and cordless chainsaws or a Milwaukee 16-inch lithium-ion battery-powered chainsaw, all on sale now. Looking for a new grill before winter? Donaldson's has Weber grills on sale with free assembly and delivery on grills $3.99 and up. For those last-minute outdoor projects, select Milwaukee hand tools. Your choice, $14.99 each, or a Little Giant 22-foot multi-purpose ladder. Buy the ladder and get the ladder tool tray for free. Stock up on Katie Songbird Blend or Wild Bird Seed. Buy one, get one free, along with Ace Insect Killers, 2 for $6. Anything you need, you can find at Donaldson's Ace Hardware in Bryan. Ace, the helpful place. We roll on with our pregame show. It's our Brian Ford Lincoln Conversation with the Coach, and we are talking with Ayersville head coach Andrew Mickey. And Andrew, quickly looking back to last Friday night's win over Paulding, sounds like an exciting one and a big rally for the Pilots.
Yeah, a little too exciting for my blood there, Adam. It was definitely a nail biter, and we kind of put ourselves behind the eight ball by not getting anything going offensively in the first half. And to be fair, Paulding had a lot to do with that. They were. I mean, it's a tough physical football team, and they held us down pretty good in the first half. We actually didn't cross the 50-yard line the entire first half. So the field position battle wasn't much of a battle, and then we went in at halftime, and I mean, really fortunate to be down only 2 scores there at 15-0, and came out in the second half, and the kids just, I mean, they stayed after it. So we got some stuff going and built some momentum, and were able to get a late score there with, I believe, about 40 seconds or so to go, and got the victory.
You know, Andrew, like you said, give credit to Paulding when credit is due, but looking at it from your perspective, what is it that maybe you did in the second half on the field that maybe you weren't doing in the first half?
I mean, really, it comes down to executing. I think there was just a block away or a read away in the first half on a lot of our stuff. I mean, a lot of our stuff was there, and you see it open, or you see one guy maybe slips a block. You know, the Paulding linebackers were able to get under blocks quite often for us on Friday night, and in the second half, our kids did a really nice job of adjusting to how they were attacking us defensively, and they were making those blocks, and we were able to spring a few things open. And then Abe Delano, we involved him a little bit more in the run game in the second half, and he broke some long runs, went up and made some contested catches. Lucas Fishpaw hit some really, really good passes down the stretch for us. It was a combination of us having a little bit more intensity offensively and guys really executing their jobs.
All right, so you've won 3 out of 4 to start the season. Are you where you're at right now? Is that where you thought you'd be at the beginning of the year, 4 games in, or and I know there's always room for improvement and everything, but is this team where you thought it would be at this point of the year?
Yeah, I mean, I knew we had a good, experienced team coming into the year. I thought, you like to win your non-league games. You want to start out, 2-1's not bad. We'd prefer to be 3-0, obviously, but the Bluffton Pirates, that's a darn good football team. So that was one. I would have liked to be a little bit more competitive in that game because we really didn't play well, and the credit to them, they played very well. So, but being 2-1, especially with non-league games with Deltas Jefferson and NWA Alpha and Delta, you look at 2-1, and that's pretty good. You come out of the non-league 2-1, that's not a bad start. And then start league play, like you said, with that game against Paulding and being over at their place and putting ourselves behind the 8 ball, but the kids battling. So 3-1. It's a hard-fought 3-1. It wasn't easy for us so far, but we've learned a lot so far, and hopefully tonight we can come out swinging.
All right.
A little bit faster.
Let's talk about your opponent tonight, the Edgerton Bulldogs. What do you know about them?
Well, I know they're really balanced offensively, Adam. They can run it well. They can throw it well. They bring a lot to the table. They've got a lot of athletes all over the place. Now, they're still a little bit young, especially in the trenches. They've lost a lot from last year, but you can really see the strides when you look at the film week to week. I mean, Brody Flagel is such a great coach. He's doing a really good job with those kids, and they're coming along. So, I mean, their balanced attack and the fact that they're making some strides makes them very dangerous to us coming over here to Craig McCord Field tonight.
You know, Andrew, how important is it that you win the line of scrimmage? And I know it's important each and every night, but maybe just talk about that, how important it is to be the more physical team and to win that battle up front.
Well, I mean, like you said, it's important every week, and you could look at that as coach speak or being the standard. Well, we really got to win the line of scrimmage, but when you talk our offense and even our defense, what we like to do and what we identify as a football team, it's vital to us as a football program to win that line of scrimmage. We hang our hat on being a physical running team. We want to run the football. We want to establish a line of scrimmage. So for us, winning the line of scrimmage is really the whole deal. If we can win the line of scrimmage and establish that dominance up front, we're going to have success more often than not when the clock hits zeros at the end of the night. So, I mean, you hit the nail on the head, Adam. It really comes down to us winning the line on both sides because, like I said, they're balanced. They want to run the football too. So if we can win those battles at the point of attack, that's going to go a long way toward deciding it tonight.
Well, it should be a good one as we get set for Ayersville and Edgerton. Our conversation with the coach, Pilots frontman Andrew Mickey. Andrew, nice talking with you. Appreciate the time. Best of luck tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it very much.
You betcha. We'll take a break. More in our pregame show coming up.
When you're on the road this summer, your rewards checking account at Midwest Community has deals from coast to coast that you can access online or in the app. It goes where you go, so you never miss a sweet deal on dining, hotels, entertainment, and more. And if you're stuck on the side of the road, just use the built-in roadside assistance to get back up and running. You also get cell phone protection, ID theft aid, and more, all included with your rewards checking account. It's banking that connects to life in all the ways you do. Learn more today at MidwestCommunity.org.
Michael Jordan once said, some people want it to happen, some wish it would happen, and others make it happen. The Edgerton Bulldogs want it, wish for it, and make it happen. The Edgerton Athletic Boosters want to thank all of the Edgerton athletes for their hard work and dedication and want to wish the athletes and coaches good luck. So from the Edgerton Athletic Boosters, go get 'em Bulldogs. We're behind you all of the way. Good luck to all the Edgerton athletes.
I'm Paul Rohrig Jr.
And I'm Sierra, and we are the new owners of Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio.
It's fair season, and we will have a booth at the Williams County Fair this year. Come out and see our selection of styles and colors and save 10% off all memorials and get free vases with purchase of an upright memorial. We're continuing the family tradition, and as a third-generation family business, the Rohrig family makes it easy to pick out just the right memorial.
The Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, serving families since 1924.
Camco Industries, with facilities located in West Unity, Ohio and Morenci, Michigan, has openings on all 3 shifts for production and assembly operators. We manufacture interior plastic products for the automotive industry. As an operator, you will be required to visually inspect, trim, assemble, and pack parts, as well as label containers. You must be able to pass an entry-level test and a substance abuse test. Camco also has openings for shipping associates, material handlers, and production leads. Camco offers a complete benefit package along with a bonus for the successful completion of probationary status, an attendance bonus, and a referral bonus. If you would like to join our team, please complete an application online at www.kumi-na.com or in person at Camco, 1001 East Jackson Street, West Unity, Ohio, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. All rehires will be considered for employment.
And we welcome you back out to the landing strip here at Ayersville as we get set for week number 5 of the high school football season. The host pilots welcome in the Edgerton Bulldogs, Adam Gubernath alongside Mike Bumb. And Bummer getting set for both teams to make their entrance out onto the field, national anthem to follow. So let's talk about some keys here tonight. Let's, from your perspective, what are going to be some factors in determining the outcome?
Well, I'm not going to get too crazy here. Like we can say just about every week, who controls the line of scrimmage? Both teams, I think, want to pass the ball more, but they have not really been all that effective throwing the ball. So what do? They rely back on what they're used to. Of course, both teams are known for their physicality over the years. Ayersville, a great tradition that goes back 40-some years. Ayersville, I think, one of the best programs, probably the best program in Williams County the last 20 years. And both of them have done that by being physical up front. So I think they want to throw the ball, but I think their MO is going to be more getting underneath, behind the trenches. They're both going to be out of the shotgun and being physical up front. Now, there's two guys to keep an eye out. And how the other team neutralizes that player, I think, will be tremendously advantageous for them in a victory tonight. One, of course, on the Edgerton Bulldog is Scotty Krantz. He's everywhere. That guy can score, whether it be offense, defense, or special teams. What does Ayersville do to negate his touches, or at least when he does get the football, corral him and limit the yards that he gets after catch or after touch, because Krantz will line up at quarterback, he'll line up at running back, and he'll line up a wide receiver. Let's flip it over to the other side of the Ayersville Pilots. They've got a dynamic player too.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back and get this one kicked off. Ayersville, Edgerton next on B-Rock.
Statistics show that for most crops, pivot irrigation increases yields by at least 100% over dryland farming. Even in areas that get enough rainfall, timing is everything. If it doesn't come at just the right time, you could be losing yield. Maximize your production with pivots and linears from Valley Irrigation. Make the most of your acres. Contact Andy Farnham at AG Irrigation today, 419-212-2528. That's 419-212-2528.
Knocking Point Outfitters just got in some great ideas for hunting season: seed heaters and tree saddles. Stop by Knocking Point and try out both of these great items that are must-haves for your upcoming season. Not only can you use the seed heaters for hunting, they are also great for football games or any outdoor event in the cold. And while you're checking out the great items in the store, bring your bow and have it checked out early before opening day on September 30th. Like Knocking Point Outfitters and see all their upcoming events and great in-store items on Facebook. Knocking Point Outfitters, the starting point for every perfect shot.
And we welcome you back out to Ayersville, getting set for Friday night, week number 5, high school football. Adam Gubernath, Mike Bumb. Bummer, interrupted you there with your keys here. Let's kind of recap and kind of finish what we were talking about.
When the Star Spangled Banner is on, that can interrupt me anytime. That was
Amen,
great. It snuck up on us. And then we talked about the Edgerton side. Let's talk about Abe Delano. Kind of like Scotty Krantz. He can do it all, go back, and he'll actually get out of the Wildcat formation at the quarterback slot. He'll run the ball. He'll also be in a running back slot. He'll also be in a wide receiver position. There's no doubt that Ayersville wants to get him the ball early and often. Again, those are your two playmakers. But again, I think it's going to come down, like most games do, the physicality up front in the trenches.
I would agree, and both coaches did stress that when I had a chance to talk with them this week. They both want to be the more physical team up front. Our crew here tonight, keeping an eye on the game. Our officials brought to you by Tri-State Vision Center. Tonight's referee, Mike Metcalf, will have Brad Zirkle as his umpire. Rest of the crew looks like this: Zach Duncan, Kyle Gerlach, Jason Miller, and Doug Wise. Again, they're going to have the eyes on the game, our officials for tonight, presented by Tri-State Vision Center. Ayersville won the opening coin toss, elected to defer, so we will see that Edgerton offense up first. Let's check the starting lineups here quickly. They are brought to you by Fackler Monument. For the Bulldogs offensively, Maddox Baker will get the start at quarterback. He'll have Owen Roth, Joel Walkup, and Scotty Krantz in the backfield, and they'll go all around with him. The wide receivers are Corey Herman and Noah Weaver. The center is Evan Stark. The guards are Jackson Flower and Bryce Schrader. The tackles are Uriah Rivera and Elijah Martin.
Defensively for the Ayersville Pilots, they're going to have a 5 front defensively. Ethan Conway, Hayden McConnell, Noah Bodie, Leah Bazzaro, and Abe Delano will be up front on that 5-man front. The linebackers, Brady Clark, keep an eye on him. He's a stud, the leading tackler for the Ayersville Pilots, and Teron Knieven will be in the middle for the linebacking core for the Ayersville Pilots. In the secondary, Lucas Fishball. Ray Wolfram we had was a last-minute scratch. It doesn't sound like he's going to play tonight because of concussion. Dylan Hinkle and Jacob Miller will also be in the secondary. Punting for the Ayersville Pilots, Ethan Cordaway.
And here, Ethan Cordaway with the opening kickoff, picked up at the 15, running to the left hash to the 25 to the 30, and is chopped down across the 35-yard line for the Edgerton Bulldogs. Rolls Joel Walkup, so decent starting field position for this drive for Brody Flagle's bunch. And I think so important for both these teams, Bummer, to get off to a good start tonight. But if you had to kind of lean it one way or the other, I think it's vital that the Bulldogs have success early, just from a confidence standpoint.
Yeah, ditto. I can't say any better than that. Edgerton's been the team that's been struggling, and they've got to have some early successes.
So they'll spot it at the Edgerton 39-yard line. Bulldogs with the white jerseys, the maroon pants, the maroon helmets with the numeral number, the maroon numbers. Out of the shotgun, Baker on first down, slips it between the tackles, and that's going to be Owen Roth, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage, goes forward for about a yard. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 9, tackled on the play by Abe Delano.
Abe Delano, good football player. Again, Owen Roth is the more physical of the backs for Edgerton. That time, just nowhere to go.
So the ball now sits at the Edgerton 40, 2nd down. Out of the back, out of the shotgun. With Roth to his left stands Maddox Baker. Man in motion. They fake the jet sweep. Give it to Roth between the tackles. He's going to be hit in the backfield, and he's going to be brought down for a loss. That is Ethan Cordaway, the big 6'2", 270-pound senior defensive tackle. He's a handful up front.
Physically, just the eye test, you can see that Ayersville's much more mature, I guess, than the Edgerton offensive line, and again, that stands to reason. Edgerton graduated, you realize, 4 of their 5 starting offensive linemen this year. The lone returner is the left tackle, Elijah Martin.
And just the opposite for the Ayersville Pilots. They brought back a lot of experience from last year. 4 receiver set, trips to the right. Baker, little waggle to his right. He's going to look to run. Now he's going to fire across the middle. The pass is going to be dropped at the 42-yard line. Got it into the hands of his intended receiver, Corey Herman, but he was not able to bring it in. Good coverage on the play by Dylan Hinkle, the senior defensive back, and Edgerton's going to be looking at a 3-and-out, and they're going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, it was in Corey Herman's hands, but it was just a good play by Hinkle to knock it loose.
So Corey Herman will be punting away.
Corey Herman averages about 35 yards punting a game. Real good, solid punter. That's pretty good for a high school player.
And gets off a high, spiraling, good punt. Delano signals for the fair catch, drops it, but then falls on it back at the Ayersville 22-yard line. 10:28 remaining in the opening quarter. We are scoreless as we check out our starting lineups one more time, and they are brought to you by Fackler Monument. Ayersville offensively and Edgerton defensively. Bummer, we'll let you do the Edgerton you got Ayersville here.
Yeah, we'll do the Ayersville offense. That's okay. Good offensive line up front. They're all back, basically. Ethan Cordaway, Brady Clark. Again, we talked about him on the defensive side. Trenton Florence, Caden Boer, and Noah Bodie. At the X is Ray Wolfram. He'll be hurt tonight out with concussion protocol. Abe Delano, quarterback Lucas Fishbaugh, Teron Knieven, Dylan Hinkle, and at the Y, or wide receiver, Leo Bizarro.
On the first play from scrimmage, they run a streak down the left side. Lucas Fishbaugh, the quarterback, tried to hit Delano down the left sideline. It falls incomplete. Just finishing up our starting lineups defensively for Edgerton. Up front, Sean Murphy, Adrian Keppeler, and Elijah Martin. Linebackers are Jackson Flower, Owen Roth, Noah Weaver, and Joe Walkup. And in the defensive backfield, Maddox Baker, Caden Sinclair, Scotty Cronson, Corey Herman. Starting lineups again tonight brought to you by Fackler Monument. So an incomplete pass on first down, 2nd down and 10, Ayersville scoreless early on at their own 22-yard line. Fishbaugh slips it between the tackles going across the 25 and out near the 27-yard line is Torian Knieven.
It's a great name, by the way.
It's a great football name,
isn't it, though? Why couldn't I get a cool name like that?
Ran into the teeth of that Edgerton defense. Senior linebacker Sean Murphy brings him down.
Sean Murphy's a kid that's really improved every week. We saw him in week 1 against Eden. I was impressed with him then. I've been more impressed with him every week since.
Third down and 5 for the Pilots. We are just 2 minutes into the ball game in the opening quarter. Ball sitting at the Ayersville 27-yard line. Fishpaw will stand in the shotgun formation in a 3-receiver set. And a play fake looks fast on the far sideline, and it's incomplete. Was trying to get it to Dylan Hinkle, but Hinkle kind of ran in, and the pass kind of was an out route.
I think that was on Fishpaw. It was a slant pattern, and at least it was a miscommunication at the very least, or a poor throw, and Fishpaw threw it out there. Don't know what the situation. That's something that Ayersville has really struggled with this year, is being consistent throwing the football.
Yeah, both teams, both coaches said that they want to be more physical and they want to be more efficient in the passing game, and they just, for the most part, have not.
I think anymore you can't be one-dimensional, and I think these coaches know it better than anybody because the coaching is just better than it used to be. The players are bigger and stronger, and you just can't do one thing and only one thing.
Ethan Cordaway, left-footed punter, end over end. It'll be Walkup that takes it at the 40, and he is drilled immediately. Oh, Abe Delano just shot out of a cannon, just sprinting down on special teams, just stuck Walkup as soon. That's good timing, right? When the ball
it really was.
Listen,
a great play by Delano. Give credit to Walkup there. He wanted to return that baby, didn't he? A lot of times you see punt returners in high school ball, they're waving the fair catch when there's guys are 15 yards down the field. Wasn't the case there with Walkup, and he's a big-time special teams player as well as on the offensive and defensive side for the Dogs.
Yeah, punt return team, and if you're the returner, you got to have no fear, that's for sure.
That a baby.
1st and 10, Edgerton, their own 40-yard line. Baker, the play fake, he's going to keep it, and he's going to be hammered in the backfield. Noah Bodie, a senior defensive tackle. I mean, they go 245, 270, 260 up front. They got some big young men on that.
And it's noticeable. It's noticeable, Goob, when you look at the physicality of Ayersville D-line versus the offensive linemen of Edgerton. They just look different. And right now, I know we're only second series into the game. There's no push by the Edgerton offensive line.
Loss of 1, 2nd down and 11 at their own 39-yard line. Baker in the backfield has Roth on his left hip and a 4-receiver set, trips wide to the left, and that's the way Baker's going to roll. Fires to the far sideline and out of the reach of Caden Sinclair on that far sideline. Would have been a short gain anyway, if at all. It'll fall incomplete. 3rd down and 11.
This is a situation where Edgerton does not want to be in. 3rd down and obvious passing down here or a draw. Look for some kind of high percentage jailbreak or screen pass for Edgerton out of this.
Maddox Baker, the sophomore quarterback, has a 4-receiver set, 2 on either side. Tailback on his left hip. And on 3rd down, a play fake. And now he's going to fake the pass. He's going to run it between the tackles on the quarterback keeper across the 40 up near the 43-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 4. Going to bring up 4th down and long. Tackled on the play by Torian Knieven. Going to bring up 4th and a healthy 6.
What are you always yelling at, especially with a team that doesn't throw the ball that effectively on 3rd down and long? Draws and screens, baby. Everybody's yelling it. Draws and screen, draws and screen. Good job there by Knieven.
All right, so Cody Herman getting set to punt away. And just gets it away. Low spiraling kick to the near sideline. Takes an Edgerton hop at the 20, inside the 10, inside the 5. Delano lets it go down. Now he picks it up at the 2-yard line. Gets away from one defender across the 5 and up to the 10.
Can I tell you a pet peeve of mine? Can I do that now?
Absolutely you can.
Andy Briggle will say, I say this every single week. In high school ball, I don't like it only having one returner back for punts. The punters don't kick it all that high. It's just different. And you see more times than not no returns at all when there's one returner back. Certainly was the case there with Delano, and that puts Ayersville in a bind there. I'd like 2 guys back, right?
Yeah,
2 guys back. If it's 4th down and short, you can bring that guy up there a little bit tighter. But
help him out. Absolutely.
I see it every week, and I wonder why. Why?
So he let it hit at the 20, and it just spun for Edgerton all the way down to the 2, and it came to almost a complete stop before he picked it up, but he was able to get it out to the 10. We played 4 minutes in this opening quarter. We're scoreless, and the Pilots just have been stuck inside their own 25 on both drives. It'll be 1st down and 10 Ayersville. And Fishball's going to keep it, bounces it out to the left side. He's going to be hit in the backfield, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. Owen Roth senior linebacker for the Bulldogs got in there. That's going to be a loss of almost 2, maybe 3 yards. We'll see where they spot it, but a nice play by the Bulldog defense.
That's second-level Bulldogs defensively with Murphy and with Walkup and with Owen Roth are as good as anybody in the GMC. They're solid there.
Yeah, he got into the backfield in a hurry and busted that play up. 7.5 and rolling. Again, scoreless here in the first. Second down and 12. They'll say a loss of 2, and the ball will be sitting at the Ayersville 8-yard line. Fishpaw with Knieven to his left as he stands back in the shotgun formation in a 3-receiver set. And back to pass, fires, caught near sideline at the 15 and up to about the 17-yard line into the hands of Ryan Magg, junior split end. Going to be wrestled to the ground by Dakota Burke and Caden Sinclair, but it's going to be a gain of about 9. It'll bring up third down and 3. Ball officially spotted at the Ayersville 17-yard line.
Nice play there by Fishpaw, getting it out. It was a good tackle. If you're Edgerton, you can live with that too. So Ayersville now in a third down and manageable situation.
These are the downs that you have to win.
You got
one side or the other. The offense needs to win it. Defense, I mean, these are the downs.
That's money downs.
3rd and 3 from their own 17. Fishpaw with a tailback on either side as he stands back in the shotgun and hands it to the back running off on the right side is McConnell. And he'll go across the 20 up near the 22. He's going to have enough for the first down. Excuse me, that was Torian Knieven on the carry, but enough for the first down. Needed 3, got 5.
First time we've seen Knieven in action now. Strong running back, though. First contact, he kind of drug a couple of defenders.
Lucas Fishpaw, the senior quarterback, leads them out of the huddle. Halfway home in this opening quarter already. Scoreless, 6 minutes and rolling, Ayersville and Edgerton. Week 2 of league play in the GMC. Out of the shotgun stands Fishpaw and gives it to the second man running through Delano. Across the 25, bounces it to the outside, down the left sideline. This is trouble for the Bulldogs. Across midfield to the 40, to the 30, and they will run him down inside the 25-yard line. Credit Owen Roth for giving chase, but Abe Delano with a huge run. It was designed, I think, to go off tackle, but he bounced it outside, Bummer, and he was off to the races.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a counter or just an off tackle that Delano bounced it off, but nonetheless, the left side. And Brady Clark, let's get used to saying his name on both sides of the ball tonight. Had to do a great job of getting a push and walling off the defensive line of Edgerton.
Well spotted at the Edgerton 23, biggest play by far of the ball game. First down and 10 for the Pilots. Knieven to the left, and McConnell to the right. Fishpaw. Now in the backfield is and Fishpaw gives it to Knieven running on the right side. He's going to be hit after a short gain. Brought down for a short gain. Joe Walkup got in there and brought him down. Picks up about a yard. It'll be second down and 9.
Edgerton much more Ayersville much more methodical. The players get their the play from the coach on the sidelines, and a lot of times the quarterback, old school wise, will go right over there and get it. Don't signal it in like a lot of the teams do nowadays.
So McConnell to the left, Knieven to the right of Lucas Fishpaw, who's back in shotgun formation on second down and 9. Play fake. He's looking to throw, flushed out of the pocket, scrambling to his left. He's going to be hit, and he's going to be dropped. Great pressure coming in right up the gut. Jackson, Flower, and Owen Roth were able to get in there. It's going to be a loss of the play, and it's going to bring up 3rd and almost 13 as they spot it back at the 26-yard line.
Don't know if that was a delayed blitz or just a miss. Fishpaw really had nothing else to do, but what he did was try to make something out of nothing there.
So we hit the 4:35 mark in the opening quarter and rolling. Still scoreless, but Ayersville with a 3rd and 13 at the Edgerton 26-yard line. Knieven to the left of Fishpaw, who's in shot formation. In a 3-receiver set. Play fake. Fishpaw looking to throw a pump. So at 4:15 mark, scoreless first quarter, Edgerton will have the ball first down into their own 5-yard line after the Herman interception. See if the Bulldogs can't get something going here. And on first down, Roth right up the gut, and he dives across the 8 to maybe the 9-yard line. Going to be tackled there by Knieven.
And they are. Let's see if Edgerton will come back to here.
They slip it between the tackles and running Joe Walkup for a couple of tough yards out to about the 12-yard line. Leo Barraza with the stop defensively for Ayersville. Bring up some manageable 3rd down and 3.
As he gets another series, but first down.
Third down and 3, Bulldogs at their own 12-yard line. Baker stands in the shotgun. Behind him in that pistol formation is Roth. And they give it to Roth after the fake jet sweep, and there's just nowhere to run straight up the middle, and Ayersville was there and then some. Delano was in there first defensively, but he had some help. Also getting in there was big Caden Boer, 6'4", 280, and a sophomore.
That brings up a 4th down.
I've never been 6'4", 280 my entire life, Bummer. He's a sophomore. He's checking in. He's a big young man.
Yeah. It's really going to be tough sledding tonight for the Dogs. I don't think physically they're going to be able to sustain long drives against that defensive line from Ayersville. I just think they're outmatched a little bit there. So what else is Edgerton going to do to try to negate that? Is there anything else to do?
Cody Herman set to punt away, and he'll kick it away from his 10. Nice kick to the far sideline. Delano will let that hit, and it kind of sticks and bounces back across midfield into Edgerton territory, and the Bulldogs will down it at the Edgerton 49.
Hey, Goob, I think we do have to apologize to our listeners here. We've been talking up, really, rightfully so, how important Scotty Krantz isn't playing tonight. He's on the sidelines over there. But kept looking, and I'm thinking, we got the sun in our eyes. Is he not there? Is he not there? He's not playing tonight, and I see he's in street clothes over there. So the number one weapon for the Dogs is not available tonight.
That kind of changes what you want to do.
Yeah, we didn't have that information in pregame.
We weren't given that information. We were not. First down and 10, Ayersville at the Edgerton 49, 2:15 remaining in the first. We're still scoreless. Here's a give right up the middle to Knieven. He is met at the line, falls forward. No gain, though. Walkup got in there defensively, so it's kind of a slugfest right now. Neither team really landing anything, but both taking body shots after body shots.
Yeah, they really are. And again, I really like that linebacking core for the Bulldogs. We've seen them 3 times this year, and I think they've got some deficiencies in other spots, but I don't think it's the linebacking core.
Minute 40 enrolling in the opening quarter. 2nd down and 10. Ball sitting at the Edgerton 49-yard line. Fishpaw under center, and he's looking to throw. Fires to the near flat. It's going to be caught down to the 41-yard line, and then getting drilled. Jacob Miller, senior receiver, held on, and then
their own here. About 58 seconds left in the first quarter. We still got no score.
3rd and 3 at the Edgerton 42-yard line. They'll keep it on the ground, and Delano gets away from the first defender, stays on his feet, and dives forward to the 39-yard line. He's going to have enough for the Ayersville first down. Looked like the Bulldogs had him. Getting in there in a hurry was Rivera, the sophomore defensive lineman for the Bulldogs, but they weren't able to bring him down. Delano just runs hard.
Big, strong kid. Shrugs off that first tackler and makes something happen.
30 seconds and rolling here in a scoreless opening quarter. First down and 10. The ball sits at the 39-yard line of Edgerton. Fishball and the Pilots on the move as he's in shotgun formation, looking to throw to the right. Fires into the flat. The pass is going to be caught into the hands of Dylan Hinkle. Maddox Baker there immediately to bring him down at about the 34-yard line. That'll be a gain of, give him about 6 maybe, and we'll call it second down and 4, but that'll be the last play of the opening quarter.
Yeah, a pretty well played defensive game by both teams here. At Ayersville, as I said, has been more proficient offensively, getting something going here, but did have the one turnover. We'll see what happens in the second quarter, my brother. It's good working with you, my man.
We're off and running.
We're having fun.
Quickly moving opening quarter. Ayersville, Edgerton are scoreless after 1. We'll be back with more on B-Rock after this.
Peltz Lumber Company in Montpelier and Pioneer has some exciting news. Not only has Peltz been bringing you the finest in building materials for generations, now they have a new website with a huge selection of items for you to browse right at your fingertips and in your own home. Just go to peltzlumber.com and hit the products button, and there it is. Tools, hardware, lumberyard and building materials, windows, doors, kitchen and bath. Check out the items you need and the prices, and stop by the store in Montpelier or Pioneer, or give them a call at 419-485-3059. Peltz Lumber, building for a new generation.
This spring, pick your power. Steel fuel-powered equipment delivers proven performance and efficiency, and the Steel Lightning battery system delivers the power to do more on a single charge. Get the all-new BGA 45 battery-powered blower for just $129.95, or pick the popular MS-170 chainsaw for just $179.95. Pick your power, and then pick up a Steel. All prices BES SRP at participating retailers.
See Black Swamp Equipment or go to blackswampequipment.net.
And we welcome you back out to Ayersville. Adam Gubernath and Mike Bumb opening up the second quarter. Ayersville and Edgerton scoreless. Pilots with a 2nd and 5 at the Edgerton 34. Fishball back to pass. Fires off on the left side. It's going to be intercepted at the 20. And jumping that route for his 2nd interception of the ball game is Corey Herman. And ill-advised pass. And Herman read it and just jumped it, Bummer, and picks it off. Edgerton gets another turnover.
One-man route. Fishball kind of was glued in to I think it was Hinkle on that time, and Corey Herman just simply read the quarterback's eyes and had a good break on it and made the interception. 2nd one of the night.
2nd one in about the last, 3-4 minutes of game action, to be honest.
And if you're just joining us now, Scotty Krantz, number 3, is out for the Edgerton Bulldogs. He is in street clothes, so he is not a factor tonight.
All right, so Maddox Baker out of shotgun. First down and 10 at the 20. Quick pass on the right side. It's going to be caught up at the 25-yard line into the hands of Herman. That'll be a nice gain of 5, almost 6. They'll spot him up near just shy of the 26-yard line. 2nd down and 4.
Bulldogs have yet to get a first down, so let's see if they can get something going. Good start there on first down.
Ball sitting at the 26-yard line of Edgerton. 2nd down and 4. Baker out of the shotgun, and it's going to be fumbled, and Baker will fall back on it at the 20-yard line. I don't know if that was a bad snap, or was that a snap that was supposed to go to the tailback, Roth?
I'm not sure. I guess if you're asking me right now, 51% chance, I think it was just a bad snap. They've had some problems with bad snaps. Montpelier game in particular, in the overtime game, the snap in the overtime went right over Baker's head there and really cost Edgerton the game.
Now looking at a 3rd and 9 back at their own 21-yard line. Baker will stand back in shotgun formation in a 5-receiver set. Trips to the right. He's looking to throw across the middle screen. It's going to be caught up at the 20-yard line, but then being dropped immediately is Roth. They were just not fooling Ethan Cordaway. They tried to set up that middle screen to Roth, but Cordaway was there. It'll be, they're going to lose about a yard, Bummer. It'll bring up 4th down, and Bulldogs will be forced to punt.
It's a great job by Cordaway, disengaging from the offensive lineman, peeling back, and making the play on the screen. Again, Edgerton, I'm not going to keep harping on this. They don't have a first down yet.
Well, last Friday night in the win over Paulding, Coach Mickey said that Pilots didn't get across midfield forever. A good punt from Herman, fair catch signaled and made by Delano back at the Ayersville 47-yard line. And that's where the Pilots will take over. Just about 2 minutes in to our quarter, and we are score updates. We're on top of Tenora 8-0, and midway through the first, Patrick Henry leading Bryan 8-0.
Montpelier 13-0 over Sand Creek, Michigan. 5 minutes in the first quarter.
I think you had Montpelier, Eden, and Hilltop all going north of the border tonight.
Yeah. Field position now appears to be tilted in the Ayersville, and I think that's a huge thing. It isn't any game, but either of these teams are very explosive, so I think they need short fields to have success.
Absolutely. First down, and they'll keep it on the ground. Knieven will go across midfield and get it down to about the Edgerton 47-yard line.
What I mean by explosive, you don't have some great players on both sides, don't get me wrong, but you don't have that big home run hitter, especially when Scotty Krantz is on the sideline now for Edgerton. More of a methodical.
And the inability of the Edgerton offense to develop any sort of consistency, that's putting a lot of strain on the defense. They've held up so far, but how many times can they hold?
Sure.
2nd and 4. The Edgerton 47, Fishball gives it to Knieven between the tackles. He'll be hit and dropped at the 45-yard line. Going to be a couple of yards short of the first down. It's a nice play defensively by the Bulldogs. Getting in there, first man to hit him was Sean Murphy. Going to bring up 3rd down and 2, and here we go again. 9 minutes and rolling in the quarter. We're scoreless, and the Bulldogs faced with another opportunity to get off the field.
You know, when most people listen to radio, they kind of come in and out. They don't listen to the whole thing, right? So if I repeat myself a lot of times, the reason why I'm doing that is because I realize the average listener isn't listening all the way through.
You know, you've been doing this long enough. You know how it works. Fishball out of the shotgun. He's going to keep it running straight ahead. He's going to be hit and dropped. He's going to be really close to the first down. Needed a couple, only got a couple. Jackson Flower was holding on for dear life, but I think by the spot bummer, they're going to give him the first down.
Yeah, that's enough. Jackson Flower, second tackle he's got today.
It's good officiating. We don't need the chain gang to come out. You can see it's a first down. Let's keep things moving.
Physically up front, Ayers a little bit stronger, obviously. You wonder if Coach Mickey will take a chance in the air on this series, or is he going to lean on that big offensive line? We'll see what happens. He does have this short field here.
Well, their last 2 possessions have ended with interceptions in the red zone. So, be honest, I'd be a little surprised if we see something in the air on this drive.
I think if it is, it's going to be a 3rd down and long or 4th down situation.
Or maybe like a screen or something, something short. First down and 10, ball sitting at the 43-yard line. 38, the 43, and they try to throw it there on first down, and it's going to be knocked down at the line of scrimmage and in.
Jackson Flower.
Yeah, the 6 foot, 175-pound sophomore got his big paw on it, knocked it down, 2nd down and 10.
We're 1 quarter into the game, and right now I say defensive MVP is Jackson Flower. 2 tackles and 1 knockdown.
He's played well.
He's in that defensive end / outside linebacker position there for Edgerton, and again, I know I've said this already. There may be some deficiencies on this Edgerton team, but the linebacking core isn't one of them.
2nd down and 10. The give between the tackles will go to Knieven. He's going to be hit. Breaks away from one defender, but then he's brought down from behind by Flower, and he'll bring him down at about the 38-yard line. Going to pick up about 5. It'll bring up 3rd and 5. And you talk about hustle, because Flower had him at the line of scrimmage, and Knieven broke away, but he ran him down from behind and didn't give up.
He did. Shows the strength of Knieven, too. First contact, Knieven bounces off and makes something out of nothing.
So 3rd down and 5. They'll mark it at the Edgerton 38-yard line. Pilots have had the ball for about 95% of this first half.
4-down territory. I'd be surprised if Coach Mickey threw the ball.
We'll see what they do here. Out of the shotgun stands Fishball. They'll give it to Delano. Cuts it back between the tackles inside the 35. Just pulling defenders down to the 30-yard line. Well, they had a couple of shots to get him. They just couldn't bring him down until Joe Walcup finally came in and finished him off. But that's good hard running from Delano and an Ayersville first down.
Very patient, kind of waiting for the hole to develop there, and then Delano guts it up underneath.
They mark it at the 30-yard line of Edgerton as we near the 7-minute mark. Time remaining in a quickly moving opening half, and we're scoreless.
Running the football, the clock goes a little bit faster. Who would have thought about that? We may get home before midnight tonight.
Amen. Out of the shotgun stands Fishpaw, and he's looking to throw this time across the middle, and the pass is just out of the reach of his intended receiver. And coming out of the backfield was Eli Berner, the tight end on that slot right, and Flowers was running with him.
He was. I like the call, though, and I'm telling you, Berner was open there. It just was a poorly thrown ball. That's a touchdown right there. Man-to-man situation. Ayersville hit them right where they weren't at. It just didn't connect.
You know, we sit here and say, maybe they're not going to throw it because of the 2 interceptions. And I think maybe Coach Mickey and this Ayersville staff are telling their senior quarterback, we believe in you. Yeah. Keep doing it. We're not going to change anything.
Listen, again, you still got to be two-dimensional here. You can't just run the football all the time.
Can even on the right hip of Fishball, who's in the shotgun. Fishball back to pass, fires off on the left side and throws it out of the reach of Ryan Mag, and it's going to fall incomplete. 3rd and 10.
And Ayersville is the same situation that Edgerton is. They don't want to get themselves in 3rd down and long situations because they're just not overly effective throwing the football. Now, what is Edgerton's MO on 3rd down and long? Trust me, right now, watch it. They're going to be bringing the house. Linebackers are coming on a blitz.
So far, it's been the formula for success. It's led to a couple of Corey Herman interceptions in this opening half.
Now, we'll see. We'll bet you a sweet nickel, Goobs, that Edgerton brings a linebacker on this, all right? We'll see if I'm right.
We're going to get a timeout, Ayersville. We'll take it with them. 6:55 remaining in the second quarter. Ayersville, Edgerton scoreless on B-Rock. We're back after this.
If you've been thinking about a remodeling project for your home or business, Field Supply Center in Blakesley should be your first choice. Field Supply Center in Blakesley and not only has all the lumber for that project, they also have all the building supplies you'll need, along with everything you need for the project, including the cabinetry, plus the expertise to help make your home even more beautiful. It's all at Field Supply Center, located in Blakesley. Field Supply Center, wishing good luck to all the players in tonight's game.
Your home is the one place where everything should be perfect, including your air. Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services helps you achieve the perfect air you deserve with reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. Call Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services and see how soon you can get a Lennox home comfort system that'll help improve your health and your mood. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. Call us today at 1-800-329-4040 or visit us at starksphs.com.
Adam Gubernath and Mike Bumb out at Ayersville tonight. 6:55 remaining second quarter. Ayersville, Edgerton scoreless, and the Pilots with a 3rd and 10 at the Edgerton 30-yard line. Fishball out of the shotgun, straight drop back, looking to throw to the right, firing it down the sideline into double coverage, and just off the fingertips of Delano. He was defended by Corey Herman and Dakota Burke by the Bulldogs, but he did get a hand on it at about the 5-yard line. It falls low incomplete.
I'm okay with that ball by Fishball. He put it in a place where only Delano could get the ball or nobody could get the ball that time. Just ran out of some real estate there. Pretty good defensive coverage by Herman as well.
Corey Herman already with 2 interceptions here in this first half. It brings up 4th and 10 at the Edgerton 30. Too long for a kick, too short for a punt, so you'll go for it.
Beautiful facility tonight here at Ayersville. Packed house, man. It's awesome.
All right, 4th down and 10 at the Edgerton 30-yard line. Out of the shotgun stands Fishpaw, and he's looking to throw. Going to take a shot down the left sideline, has a receiver, and it's going to be caught in the end zone for a touchdown of Pilots. Jacob Myler extends and dives into the end zone for a 30-yard touchdown.
And listen, Fishball struggled a little bit so far, but that ball could not have been better thrown than what he did right there. That was as well a thrown football, long ball that we've seen in a while. They're on the money, about 35 yards in the air. And just a great catch there by, was it Milo you said?
Myler, Jacob Myler, the 5'9", 150-pound senior, just laid out for it in the end zone.
And if you're an Edgerton fan, that is gut-wrenching because you have 4th down and 10. You need to get off the field. You give up the big play.
So the Pilots are going to go for 2 here. Finally some points in this one, and it comes from the home team, the Pilots. Fishball out of the shotgun. Quarterback keeper bounces it to the left side, gets away from a defender, and gets into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Kellen Sanchez had a shot at him, but couldn't bring him down. Ayersville takes advantage of a 30-yard scoring play on 4th down. Tack on a 2-point conversion. We'll keep it here. 6:42 remaining in the second quarter. And on that Andres O'Neill and low scoreboard, Ayersville 8 and Edgerton nothing. And we had just made the comment, Bummer, there at the beginning of that drive that Edgerton's defense has been holding, but sooner or later you just are going to get burnt when your opponent is working on a short field, and that time they did.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was just a good thrown ball that time by Fishball. I mean, it was on the money. I don't think the coverage was all that bad, but it was just a well-executed bet. Fishball struggled a little bit so far this first half. That time, put it on the money.
Now we'll see Ayersville just knocking on the door, and here we are saying that we'd be surprised if they were going to throw it, and they threw it, I think, on 3 consecutive downs.
Yeah, well, they got behind the chains there more than they had to, and I don't think they want to do that. But, here's the thing. I'd be more concerned. Edgerton's defense is hanging, and they're going to get enough stops. But offensively, man, they just got to get something going here because haven't really generated anything. There hasn't been a first down yet, and that's the side of the football I'd be most concerned. And, of course, as we've said, Scotty Krantz is on the sideline.
Roth will take the kickoff across the 25 to the 30, still on his feet across the 35 and pulling defenders up near the 37-yard line. So a nice return from the senior Owen Roth, and the Edgerton offense will come back onto the field. 6.5 inning in quarter number 2. Ayersville 8, Edgerton nothing. Edgerton has not had a first down in this game. Obviously, they have not crossed midfield. They've spent most of this game in defensive mode, to be honest.
Yeah. Need a big chunk play here to kind of flip the field position.
Ayersville has kind of settled in a little bit, the more physical team up front so far. That was something that Brody Flagle was very concerned about heading into this one. On first down, Baker out of the shotgun looking to throw, steps into the pocket, fires down the left side, and this is going to be caught at the 35 and down to the 32-yard line. Joel Walkup found a gap in the defense, but we have a flag down. Let's hold on and see what this is going to be. It's about 10 yards downfield from the line of scrimmage. I think we may have...
Maybe a push-off on Edgerton there on Walkup.
Yeah, that's what's going to be. It's going to be pass interference on Edgerton. So the Bulldogs finally get a big play, but it's going to be negated by the Laundry. The penalty, offensive pass interference. What was the best thrown ball by Baker here tonight?
It really was. A great thrown ball there by Baker. And he's throwing the ball a little bit better, as we've seen, with a little more zip on it. But that was on the money, so don't take anything away from Baker on that throw. But the official had a really good view at that time, and it appeared that Walkup did push off a little bit.
So they're going to move it, and that offensive pass interference is just one of the most
deflating.
Deflating.
Yeah,
there you go.
Especially when you just haven't gotten anything going. And darn it all, you're a Bulldog fan. You got that big chunk
play. Get about a 25-yard play. And
maybe get some momentum going, and darn it, it gets taken away from you.
Next thing you know, you're looking at 1st and 25 back at your own 22.
Give a starving man a cracker, then take it away from him. You ever heard that analogy?
I have. Yeah, I will admit that I have, yes. First down, Baker's going to roll to his left, steps up, and looking to throw, fires near sideline. Pass is going to be caught, and now they're saying no, he was out of bounds as Noah Weaver was not able to keep control of the ball. He was bobbling it as he went out of bounds. 2nd down and 25 for the Bulldogs.
Second down and 25 now, and again, you're getting to that area. Anybody at 2nd down and 25 is uncomfortable at the high school level here, so not where the Dogs want to be.
Midway through the second quarter, Defiance leading Shawnee 14-0.
That's the story of the year, the Bulldogs.
How about that? Baker rolling to the right on 2nd down. Pass is going to be tipped and knocked down by Delano. Never had a chance, and it will bring up 3rd down. 6 minutes left in the second quarter, and Patrick Henry leading Bryan 16-6.
Yeah, that won't be much of a game tonight. Patrick Henry's solid. Don't think they're as good as Liberty Center or Archibald, but I could be wrong on that. Those 3 teams in the NWL are legit. Archibald, and Liberty Center.
How about Bryan? You get off to a 3-1 start the next 2 weeks at Patrick Henry, at Liberty Center. We'll find out everything we need to know about Bryan over the next 2 weeks.
They're 3-3.
I mean, let's see how they can do, right? Those are about 2 of the worst road trips back in the league, the toughest ones.
Not going to work out too good for him.
3rd down and 25 for the Bulldogs. The snap goes through Baker's hand. He picks it up. He's rolling to the left. He's running for his life. A pump fake now. He's just going to throw it away and out of bounds. Another bad snap, or no, you know what? Let me rephrase. A good snap that just went right through his hands.
I don't know what exactly happened there, but nonetheless, the connection wasn't there and was not clean, and Baker did a good enough job just to get rid of the ball and not take a sack here. But nonetheless, the Dogs are going to have to point again.
5:58 remaining in the second quarter, and Corey Herman on to punt away. Delano waiting back at about midfield, and Ayersville Bummer figures to get good field position again.
And again, this is what they need. Any team needs that. I think especially a team like Ayersville, physical team, not overly explosive. Short field is really
good
advantageous.
Punt by Herman over the head of Delano, goes inside the 30 of Ayersville, down to the 22. Delano picks it up, runs to the near sideline across the 30, and is going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 32-yard line.
Hey, did I ever tell you, now Coach Mickey knows a heck of a lot more football than I do. He's a great coach, by the way. But did I ever tell you how much I hate only having one returner back for punts in high school?
What is the issue, Bummer? I haven't heard your argument.
Andy Briggle hates it because I bring that up every single game. And he goes, that's enough already with that.
And that's the second. I mean, Corey Herman's got a couple of interceptions in this game, but he's punted very well here today, too.
He's been outstanding.
I mean, you consider that Delano was waiting at about midfield to get that, and they're going to have it 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Yeah, and that was a situation right there. That cost Ayersville that punt 20 yards.
Yeah. 1st down and 10 for the Pilots, leading at 8-0. Ayersville's going to take a timeout. We will take a break with them. 5:47 remaining in the second quarter. Ayersville 8, Edgerton 0. We're back after this.
When you're in need of a new appliance, go to your local appliance dealer, Direct Link Appliance and Hardware in Bryan, and take it home today. They carry hundreds of new, used, and scratch and dent appliances in stock, and they carry the brands you need: Speed Queen, Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, Amana, and GE to take home right now with you. Then when you have something wrong in years to come, Direct Link will also service everything. No need to call that 800 number and talk to someone you don't know. Just call Direct Link at 419-636-4541, and they'll be out to fix it for you, whether it's under warranty or not. Direct Link Appliance and Hardware in Bryan, your local appliance dealer.
Couple of other scores to pass along after one. Wayne Trace on top of Hicksville 21-0. Archbold leading Delta 21-0. And Liberty Center with 3 minutes left in the first quarter leading Swanton 28-0. Anything really stand out to you in those, Bummer?
No, I think that's all about what we thought. Last week's game, I was surprised by the score. I thought Archbold would win that game, Liberty Center Archbold, but don't ever underestimate how physically tough Liberty Center is. I don't know if they have the athletes at Archbold. Man, they are physical.
They are, yes, they definitely are. 1st and 10, Ayersville. They're on 32-yard line. And Fishpaw, pump fake, looking to throw to the far sideline, has a receiver, and it's going to be almost intercepted at midfield. Should have been. Caden Sinclair read that and had it in his hands, just not able to bring it in.
Cover 2 situation there, and that means there's 2 safeties back. Delano got right between him, between the cornerback and the safety. Fishpaw's got a tendency, like most high school quarterbacks do, of staring at their target that time. Sinclair made a nice break on it.
Bryan has scored. Patrick Henry's lead now 16-14.
I think you got in the NWAL the top 3, which, as I said, Liberty, Archbold, and PH, probably in that order, and there's a big gap after that.
2nd down and 10 from their own 32. Fishpaw out of the shotgun. And a play fake, looking to throw again. Slant left side is going to be caught into the hands of Myler, who had the touchdown. Going to be hit as he crosses the 40 up to the 42, the 43. It's a gain of 11. That'll be enough for an Ayersville 1st down.
Like the velocity that time by Fishpaw, delivering it right there in the middle on the deep slant.
You know, and I love the philosophy of the Pilots, because your first tendency is to say he's thrown 2 interceptions, let's just pull the reins back a little bit, but they're not changing anything. They have trust in their senior quarterback, and they've got that passing game rolling now.
Showing some confidence in him, and he's doing a nice job.
1st down and 10 at their own 43, looking to throw again. Near sideline, it's going to be caught by Delano across the 45, pulls a defender across midfield and gets down to the Edgerton 49-yard line. He's going to pick up 8, almost 9 yards. Corey Herman, who's been busy here tonight, brings him down. Owen Roth was there and Walkup as well, but boy, Delano gets his hands on the ball. Is just such a load to bring down. Let's give him 8, and we'll call it 2nd and 2. 4:45 and rolling in the second quarter. 8-0 Ayersville. Fishpaw out of the shotgun. 2nd and short. And the give to Knieven between the tackles. Across the 45, still on his feet to the 40. Breaks through another defender down to the 35. Just keeps those legs a-chopping and gets down to the 34-yard line for a gain of 15 yards. And an Ayersville first down. Finally, Maddox Baker and Joe Walkup bring him down, and that's a concern because they're defensive backs, and he just ran right through that defensive line of the Bulldogs.
Am I getting that right? At 16-14, Brian PH?
Yep. Ryan just scored.
A little surprising there.
Okay.
A lot to be played, though.
4 minutes and rolling in the half. Ayersville on the move yet again. The give to Knieven between the tackles. Gets down to about the 31-yard line. We'll give him 3. It'll be second down and 7. Tackled on the play by Jackson Flower and Uriah Rivera. If you're Ayersville, 1 timeout, 3:40 and rolling, already up 8-0. Pilots will get the ball to start the second half, so Coach Mickey would love to just keep it on the ground, keep that clock moving, and punch one in right before the end of the half. Out of the shotgun stands Fishpaw. He's got a running back on either side, and the give to Knieven again inside the 30 to the 25-yard line. He's going to pick up about 6, and he's going to be about a yard short of the first down. Corey Herman came in and made the stop defensively. Walk up in there as well as we go under 3 minutes. And obviously you're in 4-down territory here for Ayersville.
Ayersville doesn't have a field goal kicker, so obviously this is 4-down territory regardless. To become a little bit of factor with only 1 timeout.
Out of the shotgun, same formation, same play. Knieven between the tackles. He dives forward down to about the 22-yard line. Needed 1, got 3. Flower will bring him down on the defensive side, but it's going to be a fresh set of downs for the Ayersville Pilots as they're looking to extend their lead.
Clock begins to tick as soon as they set the chains here, so it's going. Again, 1 timeout for Ayersville.
2.5 and rolling. They can milk it a little more if they'd like. 3 receivers set. First down and 10 at the Edgerton 22. And the give to Knieven again inside the 20. And he's going to be brought down near about the 17-yard line. We'll give him 5. It'll bring up a second down and 5. Tackled on the play by Kellen Sanchez for the Bulldogs. But
Ayersville's on about the 17-yard line of Edgerton. Now you're going to have to start peeking at the clock a little bit here if you're a Pilot fan.
2 minutes in rolling. They're already up 8-0. Seems like a bunch more than that, but the 2 red zone interceptions have kind of kept this a 1-score game for the time being. Second down, and they give it to Delano this time. He jumps over a defender, but then it will be tripped up at about the 15-yard line. Going to pick up 2, going to bring up 3rd and 2.
Ayersville coaching staff's wanting to get a play in quickly here. I think they're probably going to have to throw the ball on this down, so at the very least, if it's an incompletion, it'll stop the clock.
Sean Murphy on the stop. Pilots quickly to the line on 3rd down. They give it to Delano inside the 15, just dragging defenders down near the 11-yard line. Got 4, needed 3. First down and 10 for the Pilots. Jackson Flower in on the stop defensively. He's played one heck of a first half at Ayersville. As this first half has gone on, just beginning to wear down that Edgerton defensive unit, specifically the defensive front. Minute 15 and rolling, first down and 10 Ayersville at the Edgerton 11. Now they can maybe take their foot off the gas a little bit here, work some of this clock. They do have 1 timeout remaining.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think 1 minute 10 with the way Ayersville plays is not an abundance of time.
And looking to throw. Fishpaw pump fake, cross the middle, incomplete. Looking for Myler. Coverage on the play by Caden Sinclair. He had him well covered. Second down and 10. Clock will stop. 57 seconds remaining in the half. Ball sitting at the Edgerton 11-yard line. It's a big set here. I mean, if as poorly as Edgerton has played offensively in this first half, the defense has played just the opposite, but then they've kept it to a 1-score game, and Ayersville's basically played in Edgerton territory this entire half. Second down and 10 from the Edgerton 11-yard line. Fishpaw out of the shotgun, looking to his left. A pump fake, fires into the end zone, and it's going to be caught for an Ayersville touchdown. I think that was Dylan Hinkle on the reception for the touchdown, and he was wide open. The 11-yard pass is the second touchdown pass of the ball game for Lucas Fishpaw.
You couldn't have scripted it any better if you're the Ayersville Pilot coaching staff, if you're an Ayersville fan, right? Bleed the clock, run the ball methodically, and then at the end punch it in with a nice pass over the middle. Still have a timeout to spare, but nice job of really milking the clock and giving Edgerton really no opportunities here after the kick.
He was wide open, too. Well-thrown ball. The two-point conversion. Try Fishpaw out of the backfield. The pass is going to be caught into the hands of Delano. Edgerton had him behind the line, but he just pulls defenders forward into the end zone for the two-point conversion. We'll keep it here with 53 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And on that scoreboard, it's now Ayersville 16 and Edgerton nothing, again with just 53 seconds remaining in the half.
Yeah. Really good job of management of the clock, I think, that time by Ayersville. And again, obviously everything looks better when you punch it in the end zone there at the end, but only 53 seconds left for Edgerton to work with. They have yet, at least by our statistics, have yet to get a first down against Ayersville, so not a very good situation here going into the half. My guess is Coach Flagel will just take a knee. Let's get to the halftime and let's readjust and see what we can do.
Ayersville's got to feel pretty good, Bummer, heading into the locker room up 16, knowing that, to be honest, it should be a lot more with the two interceptions that both occurred deep in Edgerton territory.
It really could, and 16 points in a game like this is like 30 points in a normal game.
Now the Pilots will be kicking away, just 53 seconds remaining. It'll be Cordaway.
And I say the name normal game, not as if this is an abnormal game, but just the amount of scoring and the amount of offense that we're seeing.
You just get the feel for it.
I mean,
there are certain games that the scoreboard will say 16-0, and it feels like 16-0, and then there are games like this that it feels like it's a lot more.
Right.
It's just a feel you get, absolutely. Now Cordaway, left-footed kicker, set to kick away. Short end over end. It'll hop at about the 20 and then picked up at the 16 by Baker, running to the near sideline. Going to be spun to the ground at about the 24-yard line. Special teams tackle by Eli Berner. So just 48 seconds to go in the half. Trailing 16-0. Edgerton does have all three of their timeouts, but they're at the 24-yard line. Be very surprised they do anything other than maybe at the most just kind of keep it on the ground, but
I think so. Your big play capability is probably with this group walk up is your best chance to bust one. So maybe some low percentage jet sweep or a quick pitch to walk up and maybe he can bust it. But other than that, I think if you don't get anything here on first down, you just take a knee.
Roth on the right hip of Baker, who stands back in shotgun formation, four receiver set with trips to the right. They're going right to left. Baker looking to throw, wants to take a shot down the left sideline, up for grabs, and it's incomplete at midfield. He was trying to get it down the left sideline to his big tight end, Noah Weaver. It falls incomplete. Second down and 10 with 42 seconds to go in the half.
But then there's also another angle to look at.
Well,
let's get something going before half. Let's get some positives. Let's make a completion here or there. Give my kids something to feel good about going into halftime. So Coach Flagel's an outstanding coach. He knows his team better than we do. So that's probably his thought process right now.
Yeah, you never know. You got the three timeouts. You catch one. Maybe you can get something going. They're going to split trips out to the right in a four-receiver set. Baker in the shotgun, Roth to his right, looking to throw, and Baker's going to be flushed out of the pocket, rolls to his right. Now fires to Roth, caught, 20, 25, up to the 30-yard line, going to be brought down up at about the 31-yard line. Delano and Knieven bring him down, gain of about 7. And
if you're Ayersville, do you take a timeout here?
On 3rd and 3, well, their clock should be running. They didn't. Neither team took a timeout. It's running, 38 seconds and rolling. Baker rolling to the left, fires out of the backfield. Going to be caught slipping and falling at the 30-yard line.
Do you take your timeout if you're Ayersville?
Sinclair. Pilots are not choosing to take a timeout.
Okay. Thought maybe take a timeout, go after a block punt, maybe.
Maybe make them punt.
See if the
4th
lane.
and 3. Now we're going to get an Ayersville's going to burn their final timeout here, so they let about 14 seconds kind of kick off. I think they were trying to figure out what they wanted to do. Again, we'll keep it here. So it's going to be 4th and 3 for Edgerton. Ball sitting at their own 31-yard line. Just 21 seconds remaining here in quarter number 2. Ayersville on top 16-0. They're in pretty good shape. He's going to be kicking it from around the 20-yard line. So you get a block on that, and it goes back. You have a chance to pick it up. All right, so we'll see if Corey Herman has played well in this first half in the sense that he's got the 2 interceptions, but even more so maybe what he's done punting the football. And if he can get off a good one here, that would really help. But Ayersville putting Delano back at about their own 45-yard line. This is suddenly a big play here. They've got no timeouts, but still, we'll see if the Pilots, they do send someone back there with them. They got 2 returners back there. Herman set to punt, and low spiraling kick to the near sideline, hits at the Ayersville 40 and goes out of bounds. So the Pilots will have it 1st and 10, their own. They'll spot it at the 41-yard line of Ayersville. Just 15 seconds and no timeouts. Well, you
what do I think?
On it, or are you chucking it down the field there?
Well, I'm putting a knee on. Here's the deal. Everything's going Ayersville's way. The 16-point game might as well be 30. Why take the risk? Ayersville's, although Fishpaw's throwing the ball really well the second quarter, probably not their forte, though. Why risk it and let Edgerton get back in the game somehow? I think you just maybe hand the ball off to Delano or Knieven and see if they can break one. But other than that, I wouldn't get too crazy.
Now, Fishpaw out of the shotgun. They got a 3-receiver set, and they'll play fake. Fishpaw back to pass, flushed out of the pocket, rolling to the right, sack back at the 34-yard line. That is a nice defensive play by Kellen Sanchez, and that's going to pretty much determine Ayersville's fate. They'll let the clock run out, and we have reached halftime. On that scoreboard, Ayersville with a couple of second-quarter touchdown passes from Lucas Fishpaw. Tack on a couple of 2-point conversions, and the Pilots lead that to a final of 16-0. And again, I mean, Ayersville, despite the 2 turnovers, I think Coach Mickey has to feel pretty good about what he saw out of his team in the first half.
I agree, especially defensively. How could you ever be disappointed if the other opponent team has not got a first down yet? You can't go
it's
in
hard
there.
To complain.
You go in there, you can't be too hypercritical there because kids are going to say, what are you talking about? They haven't got a first down. But offensively, Ayersville did start to get going with the passing game a little bit. Had some effectiveness running the ball between the tackles, right behind that left side especially. Knieven looked good. Delano looked good running the ball. And then, again, that second quarter, Fishpaw kind of caught his rhythm there. And although he had the 2 turnovers early in the first quarter, looked pretty sharp after that. Threw the one pass that could have been picked that we talked about in midfield there a little bit that St. Clair made a nice break on. But other than that, he's been pretty sharp.
On the other side, I think Brody Flegel's got the big challenge here at the half because, I mean, defensively, I mean, I just thought they got worn down as the half went on. But defensively, they were playing fairly well with the 2 interceptions. They made a couple of stops. I mean, offensively, they've been able to do absolutely nothing in this first half. And that's not overstating it.
No, it's not. And what do? Your best player, offensive player, is on the sideline right now, and Scotty Krantz. So that takes away a lot of things. Now, I don't have any idea. We thought he was going to be in the lineup tonight. We talked about him in the pregame, and I don't know when that was decided or if he was part of the game plan, and then this happened late. Don't know the situation. I don't know if it's a different game plan all planned. But one player can change a game plan in a hurry.
Dynamic player like that. Yeah.
Dynamic player that can do it all. So there's still some athletes out there for Edgerton. Again, walk-ups, a kid that can take the distance. And, of course, Owen Roth is the physical running back. But they haven't been able to get him loose. Haven't been able to give him any kind of space. And a lot of that's a credit to the Ayersville defensive line. That was a strong point for Ayersville coming back. As Edgerton lost the bulk of their offensive and defensive linemen, just the opposite for Ayersville. Yeah. The bulk of them are back this year, and you're seeing it tonight.
Pilots, who have won 3 of their first 4 to start the season. Bulldogs have dropped 3 of their first 4. And right now it's all Ayersville, the home team, at the half, leading Edgerton 16-0. Our halftime show is brought to you by the main stops of Northwest Ohio. We'll take a break. More to come on B-Rock after this.
Camco Industries, with facilities located in West Unity, Ohio and Morenci, Michigan, has openings on all 3 shifts for production and assembly operators. We manufacture interior plastic products for the automotive industry. As an operator, you will be required to visually inspect, trim, assemble, and pack parts, as well as label containers. You must be able to pass an entry-level test and a substance abuse test. Camco also has openings for shipping associates, material handlers, and production leads. Camco offers a complete benefit package along with a bonus for the successful completion of probationary status, an attendance bonus, and a referral bonus. If you would like to join our team, please complete an application online at www.kumi-na.com or in person at Camco, 1001 East Jackson Street, West Unity, Ohio, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. All rehires will be considered for employment.
I'm Paul Rohrig Jr.
And I'm Sierra, and we are the new owners of Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio.
It's fair season, and we will have a booth at the Williams County Fair this year. Come out and see our selection of styles and colors and save 10% off all memorials and get free vases with purchase of an upright memorial. We're continuing the family tradition, and as a third-generation family business, the Rohrig family makes it easy to pick out just the right memorial. We invite you to visit us as a part of your pre-planning. By talking to us now, there's no stress or high pressure, just a friendly conversation to get you started. Our specialty is creating custom memorials with a variety of colors, shapes, and sizes. You can go online to facklermonument.com to see what we have to offer. Come see us at the Williams County Fair. Save 10% off all memorials and get free vases with purchase of an upright memorial.
Continuing the family tradition, the Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, serving families since 1924.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call your State Farm agent, Jody Herman, in downtown Archbold today.
And we welcome you back out to the landing strip here at Ayersville. It is halftime, and again, our halftime report presented by the main stops of Northwest Ohio. Adam Gubernath and Mike Bumb halfway home in this one, and the host Pilots shutting out Edgerton right now by a score of 16-0. Scoring drives in the second quarter, both by Ayersville, capped off by a 30-yard pass from Fishball to Myler. The two-point conversion was good. It was 8-0 Ayersville midway through the second quarter. Then with just under a minute remaining in the second, Fishball found Hinkle on an 11-yard pass. The two-point conversion was good as well. They led it 16-0, and that's where we stand here at the half. Couple of turnovers in the opening half for the Ayersville Pilots. Both were Corey Herman interceptions. He had one in the first quarter and one in the second. But, Bummer, as we've been saying, as the game has gone on, we even talked about it in the pregame show. Both coaches, when I talked to them here this week, talked about the importance of winning up front.
Yeah.
And on both sides of the ball, that battle right now has gone towards the Pilots.
It has, and it's allowed for Fishball to get some open looks throwing the football a little bit, and as we said, he was much more effective there in that second quarter. You already talked about the 2 touchdown passes he had to Myler and Hinkle. Ayersville, like Edgerton, would like to throw the ball a little bit more. They just haven't been able to this year so far. So this is a big positive for the Pilots that they can get some success throwing the football, because they've been pretty much a run-dominated team thus far the first 4 games.
You know, and we were talking, you've mentioned it a couple of times. I think it's a very good point about the youth and inexperience on Edgerton in key positions, whereas Ayersville returned a lot of kids from last year's team. So you have a quarterback for Ayersville who was picked off twice, but he's a senior. Mm-hmm. And the confidence was still there. The coaches still had that belief, whereas, if you make a mistake or two and you're a sophomore or a freshman, mentally I think you got to develop some of that toughness as well. And I think you saw what that senior experience meant to Ayersville in this first half and the trust that Coach Mickey and this pilot coaching staff has in their senior quarterback.
I think that's well said, Goobs, and you're right. The mentality, listen, an 18-year-old body is different than a 15-year-old body. An 18-year-old mind is also different than a 15-year-old mind, so you're right about that. When you have a senior quarterback who struggled a little bit that first quarter, you know, you're more likely to still have some faith in him because you know maturity-wise, he can handle that. He can overcome those things. Just the opposite, if you got a younger quarterback with less experience, that sticks with you a little bit harder. You start thinking about that. You don't have as good of a forgetful memory, if you will.
Yeah, and it helps when you've got two battering rams in the backfield in Delano and Knieven. Boy, they are just a load back there whenever they get their hands on the ball.
They get a little bit of a crease, and they're always falling forward. And when you're that kind of a size or big player at the running back spot, falling forward is an extra couple of yards, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Ayersville's done a nice job of winning the trenches up front.
And they're penalty-free in the first half.
We've had one penalty, haven't we? And that was the pass interference call. That was a well-thrown ball by Baker right down the middle. Darn it all, if you're an Edgerton fan, it should have been a chunk play. Who knows? Maybe that gets them going a little bit, but it was all for naught.
On the other side for the Edgerton Bulldogs, we talked about the 2 interceptions by Corey Herman. He's punted very well in this first half, but boy, how about the half for Jackson Flower? I mean, he has just been a man among boys on that Edgerton defense.
Third Edgerton game that we've done. Don't remember calling him as much as what we have tonight. He's played really well. Credit him. Again, I like that. He plays that hybrid defensive end/outside linebacker position. Really like that linebacking core for Edgerton. I think they've got some deficiencies, like most teams do, but I think the linebacking core is a strength for Edgerton. And we're talking about Roth. We're talking about Jackson Flower. We're talking about Walkup. All 3 really good football players.
And Flower
mentioned
young sophomore.
Well, it's starting to come in, right? Starting to come into his own.
I remember talking, I think it was going into game 2 that we did with Edgerton, talking with Brody, like, we talked about those light bulb moments that you can see it. And he's like, well, I've seen it in a couple of them. And I'm assuming as the year goes on, you hope to see it in more and more kids. And maybe some of these kids are just starting to figure it out a little bit.
Listen, if you're an Edgerton fan, don't freak out. There's a lot of winnable games out there for you yet, okay? So there's no reason to hit the panic button as far as thinking we're not going to win any more games. There's some winnable games out there for you coming. Probably not going to happen tonight unless something really wild happens. I know you say, how can you say that? It's only 6. It feels different than 16-0. It just does. And it feels more like the way these two teams play. 16-point game's a little bit wider gap than what it normally would be.
How much of what Brody...
I don't want anybody to quit listening to us.
No. Oh, they won't. No, they're taking notes, all right?
Okay.
Yeah. How much of what Brody Flagel is doing in the locker room right now is X's and O's, and how much is mental?
Good question. 50-50 coin toss from my standpoint. I think Brody Flagel is elite type of a coach. I really do. So... he's going to teach, and I think there's some schematic things that they need to get cleaned up. But I think you're right about mental. You don't want to lose your team, okay? And by losing your team is when you overreact and you start putting them in positions that they can't have any success, and you start pointing out more of the flaws and deficiencies that they have instead of the successes and the things that they've done right. So there's that mental aspect that you have to it. Yes, you got to clean up some schematic things, but understand something too, Goobs, whether the sport's football or whether the sport's basketball, you can't give kids an overwhelming amount of information in a 15-minute halftime and say, now go execute that. You give them 3 things, no more. Do these 3 things, okay? And the rest of it's mental. You can do it. Here's what you're doing right, okay? Those kind of, especially when you're young.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to spook than it is to get them excited and motivate them. So you want to be careful of how you're handling those young people.
16-0 Ayersville here at the half. We're going to take a break. Ben Murray back at the studio will get us caught up on that Week 5 high school football scoreboard. And then when we come back, time permitting, and I think we're going to have a few minutes to discuss this. If you missed it over the last 24, 36, 48 hours, Northwest District Athletic Board makes a decision that is going to change how the basketball tournaments will look and will run starting this year. We'll talk about that coming up here in just a bit. Stay tuned. 16-0 Ayersville. We'll continue on B-Rock after this.
Edgerton Forge, located on US 6 just outside of Edgerton, are proud supporters of Edgerton Bulldog athletes. Looking for a new career? Apply online at edgertonforge.com/careers or stop in and see them for an application and tour the facility at 257 East Morrison Street in Edgerton, Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Join them as they forge into the future. Good luck and play tough tonight. Go Bulldogs!
Clean up your outdoor space this fall and get it ready for winter at Donaldson's Ace Hardware on Union Street in Bryan. You'll find Ego cordless blowers and cordless chainsaws or a Milwaukee 16-inch lithium-ion battery-powered chainsaw all on sale now. Looking for a new grill before winter? Donaldson's has Weber grills on sale with free assembly and delivery on grills $3.99 and up. For those last-minute outdoor projects, select Milwaukee hand tools. Your choice, $14.99 each, or a Little Giant 22-foot multi-purpose ladder. Buy the ladder and get the ladder tool tray for free. Stock up on Katie Songbird Blend or Wild Bird Seed. Buy one, get one free along with Ace Insect Killers, 2 for $6. Anything you need, you can find at Donaldson's Ace Hardware in Bryan. Ace, the helpful place.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Andrews O'Neill & Lowe in Archbold, Bryan, or Wasion, or online at andrewsoneillandlowe.com.
Good evening, Northwest Ohio. I'm Ben Murray, live in the V-Rock studios with a check of your Week 5 halftime scoreboard for Week 5 of high school football. Brought to you by the main stops of Northwest Ohio. Always open when you need them. The main stops of Northwest Ohio. In our broadcast game from the landing strip in Ayersville with Adam Gubernath and Mike Bumb, Ayersville is up on Edgerton 16-0 at halftime. It is Paulding leading Fairview 8-0. Wayne Trace over Hicksville 42-0. Antwerp bombing Tenora 20-0. In our sister station broadcast on the Q96.5 FM, Bryan and Patrick Henry are tied at 22 apiece. Liberty Center leads Swanton at half 49-0. It is Archbold leading Delta 29-0. With 11:45 to go until half, it is Wasion over Evergreen 14-3. Whiteford, Michigan bombing Eden 19-6. Montpelier over Sand Creek, Michigan, 13-6. Toledo Christian over Stryker, 47-0. In the WBL, Defiance over Shawnee, 22-0. Your halftime score in that one. Ottawa Glandorf is up on St. Mary's, 25-21. Wapakoneta over Van Wert, 28-6. Salina over Kenton, 30-0. Elida and Bath are tied at 7. Summerfield, Michigan is beating Hilltop 20-0. Holgate over Fort Wayne Crusaders 8-0, and Napoleon over Springfield 21-16. This has been a check of your Week 5 high school football scores, brought to you by the main stops of Northwest Ohio. Always open when you need them. The main stops of Northwest Ohio. I'll send it out to the landing strip with Adam Gubernath and Mike Bumb after these radio messages. Stay with us. I'm Ben Murray for Week 5 of high school football on B-Rock.
Your friends at your neighborhood Eden Farmers Co-op Country Store would like to invite you to stop in at the Eden, Montpelier, and Edgerton stores to check out their complete line of pet supplies, animal feed, and outdoor products. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is ready to answer all of your questions concerning their complete line of Kalmbach, Land O'Lakes, and much, much more. For your convenience, your purchase can be carried to your vehicle by one of their employees. Be sure to stop by soon and see them at your hometown country store, the Eden Farmers Co-op. The more your life changes, the more your insurance needs change. See Danielle Van Atta of Danielle Van Atta Agency today. She can conduct a free personal insurance review to help you determine how much and what type of coverage is right for you, with no costly gaps or overlaps. Interested? Phone Danielle Van Atta today at 419-636-0408.
Knocking Point Outfitters just got in some great ideas for hunting season, seed heaters and tree saddles. Stop by Knocking Point and try out both of these great items that are must-haves for your upcoming season. Not only can you use the seed heaters for hunting, they are also great for football games or any outdoor event in the cold. And while you're checking out the great items in the store, bring your bow and have it checked out early before opening day on September 30th. Like Knocking Point Outfitters and see all their upcoming events and great in-store items on Facebook. Knocking Point Outfitters, the starting point for every perfect shot.
And we welcome you back out to Ayersville, our halftime show brought to you by the main stops of Northwest Ohio. Adam Gubernath, Mike Bumb, halftime here. And Ayersville on top of Edgerton by the count of 16-0. A couple of quick score updates here, Bummer, we want to pass along?
Yeah, right now at halftime, our last scores that we've gotten, Tenora is trailing Antwerp 20-7. Paulding on top of Fairview. Paulding been kind of a surprise this year, 14-0. Better be nice to Fairview, though, because they're going to get good in a hurry, okay?
Yes.
Maybe not this year, but they're coming. Defiance, that's the story of the year. The Defiance Bulldogs, 22-0 over Shawnee, Lima Shawnee at halftime. PH and Bryan, maybe a little closer than what we thought. PH 22, Bryan 14. Wayne Trace all over Hicksville, 42-0, and Archibald all over Delta, 35-0.
I think Wayne Trace just scored again. I think it's 49-0 now in that game, so they are definitely clicking there.
Can Wayne Trace beat Antwerp? Paulding County showdown. Could happen.
Wayne Trace, those two schools seem to get into, no matter what sport it is, they always seem to get into some good battles. Yeah. So, well, hey, before we get this third quarter started, wanted to get, I think, appropriate, we've got a basketball coach here to kind of talk about this. For those that haven't been paying close attention, Northwest District Athletic Board making a decision here this week that's going to change how our sectional tournaments run for boys and girls basketball. In the past, you had a site, say O'Brien, that would host the Division IV sectional. Two teams come out of the sectional. They filter into, say, the Defiance District. We are not going to have sectional sites anymore. The sectional games, so the first two sectional games, semifinal and finals, will be at the site of the higher seeded team, something other areas of the state have done. Now it's going to be happening here in the Northwest District, so no more. You won't get to a site until the district sectionals, like they are in baseball, softball, volleyball, and those sports. Your thoughts on that?
I like it. Why not? Reward the team that's a higher seed. Just more natural, I think. Again, the question will be in basketball. It's a more of a home court advantage than maybe baseball, softball, or volleyball. For the dynamics of the crowd, I guess, is what you would say, and I understand that. But there's also this thing called, having a higher seed and getting an advantage. So I have no problems with it. I think it's a good thing.
Now, how they're coming up with the seeding is a conversation that's up for debate a little bit.
Computer points, essentially. It usually ends up being about the same. It takes away some of the cronyism that you see in some parts of the areas that you see, like I know him and I'm going to give him the nod over this team. But computer points, and it'll also reward you, something that we should talk about with football, and we don't very much. It will reward you for playing a tougher schedule. If you have a higher computer ranking, then what's the strength of schedule comes into play. We look at football nowadays, and Goobs, you win 6 games, you're in the playoffs. Now, that may be fine, but what is to stop somebody from just scheduling a bunch of non-conference cream puffs now? Nothing. As long as you get that 6 wins, you're automatically in. So it's not incentivizing you to schedule tougher other than to make you more battle-tested for your conference or for the playoffs.
Any concern that by taking it away from a sectional site and giving it to the site of the higher seeded team, that you're going to lose that tournament feel a little bit?
I don't think so. In those first 2 rounds, if you've watched those, most times, the gyms aren't as electric as I think it'll be more electric at a home site those first 2 games than it would be if it's at a neutral site. We'll see if I'm right on this. I'm still processing to see if I like all that. My mind could change on this, but I'm okay right now with those first 2 games being played at a home site and then going to the neutral site.
Are they going to seed it, like, say, for example, if there's 8 teams, are they going to seed it 1-8, 2-7, or in the past where it's always been, well, whoever's first can put their name here? Are you still going to have some options at the draw, or?
Yeah, to my knowledge, there's options still. It's just you have that option.
Does this factor in at all to what you look to do? I mean, what do you look when you, because I know you look at A, opponent, B, location, because you have the 2 different sectional sites you could choose from.
Yeah, for me personally, again, and I'm still processing all this and making sure I've got the information accurate. So this just kind of came down today. Really, is when I first found out about it. To me, I would put myself in a position where I have a home game because you always shoot better at home, especially in basketball. So I would take playing a little bit tougher opponent if I got them at home, versus going on the road and having that first game that may be a little bit later. Me personally.
I think a side effect of this as well is you will have, say, and I'm just pulling out random teams just for the sake of a discussion, say you get in a situation where, say, like a Montpelier and an Eden maybe are playing in a first-round sectional game. Well, it's either going to be at Montpelier or at Eden. They're not going to have to drive to, say, Patrick Henry, to Swanton, which for the life of me was one of the most frustrating things, but those were the two sites. I mean, there were games when we would have two teams, and they're driving past sectional sites to get to another one.
With them.
Yeah, exactly.
We're playing teams that are local, and we're going to Bowling Green. Yeah,
exactly.
When we were Division III. So, yeah, you play now a Montpelier Eden or Montpelier Hilltop or what? Those are home games essentially. I mean, that you could hit the other town with a 3-iron. So, yeah.
Well, maybe you're 3-iron.
I can't chip and putt, though. Drive for show, putt for dough, right?
There you go. But that'll be interesting to see. And as we said, that'll be just in the sectional, and then it'll go to the district, and then we get our neutral sites, and we go on from there. So we'll see how that affects the way things operate.
I don't think it's as big a deal as allowing 16 teams in the playoffs for 6 wins as football is. I just don't.
Don't get me started.
Whether that's good or bad, I mean, I just don't think it's as catastrophically different of a thing and I think we've survived that.
Do you ever see a scenario where they add more divisions in basketball?
Sounds like they're gonna.
That's
the word I got today was that they're gonna, and how that's gonna play out. I even heard today, rumor mill here, people, that they're going to 7 divisions in basketball.
I heard that too.
4? I don't know if that's
I think
true
we got the same source, but
okay.
I will just say
it isn't football.
I'm not a fan of. I mean,
well, yeah. I mean, it would be.
But here's the thing, and I don't. I'm just gonna say it. You have when you add more divisions, what do you get? More playoff games, more tournament games, and what does that do?
Generate more money.
Raises more revenue. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how the world works.
It does. The good thing about that was it will even out the talent pool a little bit because
it's not all bad.
No, there's years we had 2 years in a row we won 18 and 19 girls basketball games and had to go play the Eastwoods and Liberty Centers, and Liberty was good a few years back. And they've got 100 more kids. That's a big difference. So this will even it out at the very least.
All right, we are ready to get this third quarter underway. 16-0 Ayersville. And the Pilots will be getting the football to start this third quarter. Both teams lined up. Bummer on the wrong side of the field. The officials had to switch them.
It's easy to do.
Well, it's been a long night. Been a long day for them at school. Long week.
I've seen a lot worse things than that.
It's like Parker Iden set to do the kicking duties for
Eden.
Eden, excuse me.
No, that's Eldon. I'm sorry, Coach.
Eldon. Okay, here, you see these things that are sitting on my desk and right in front of me?
Same with
Those
me.
are my glasses. They would do me a lot better if I put them on. Here's the return up to the 20, to the 25 for the Pilots. Myler or Hinkle running to the 35, to the 40. And he's going to be spun down just across the 40-yard line, and that's where the Ayersville offense will come onto the field. That was Hinkle who caught the second touchdown pass from Fishball.
Good field position again, Goobs, for the Ayersville Pilots.
Has Ayersville been inside their own 35 yet here tonight?
Yes, they did. The punt
inside
down
the
this
30?
side, yes, on the 1 or 2 yard line.
You're right. One
with Delano, when
but
they
for
let
the
the ball
most
hit.
part, they've been working on a short field.
Yep.
First down and 10. Ball spotted at the Ayersville 40-yard line. Fishball out of the shotgun, and the give between the tackles to Knieven across the 45, across midfield, still on his feet down the left sideline. 35-30, 25-20. He could be gone. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Pilots. Knieven rumbles for 60 yards And Ayersville extends the lead to 22-0.
Nothing fancy, just off that left side behind Ethan Cordaway and Brady Clark. By the way, two, in my opinion, first-team all-league selections possibly at the end of the season here. And really, he didn't even get touched on that. If you couldn't have asked for a worse start if you're a Dog fan, or a better start if you're a Pilot fan.
Yeah, he's a big back, Knieven, and he showed he's got some speed there, too. Well, they're ready to set up for the two-point conversion, but Fishpaw's looking over to the sideline. I think they may be short someone, maybe, or they
need a block.
Are they going to try to kick it, and they don't have the kicking block tee, and they want to hustle? They don't want to burn a timeout here.
Well, they're not going to get it off. 7 seconds.
Well, they threw the wrong one out there, perhaps, and now the Pilots are going to have to call a timeout. So it looked like they were setting up to try the extra point kick, and Fishpaw noticed they didn't have the block to put the ball down, so they were getting it, and so someone got it out of the bag, and they threw it out there, and then Fishpaw saw it, and I think he said, that's not the right one, and threw it back.
That was the kicking tee they had out there. Yeah, that wasn't the kicking block. So
because we can't use that.
Yeah, somebody's responsible for the block, all right? And I don't know, whoever that is fell asleep on the sideline. You know, there was one time when I was coaching, we forgot the block.
Okay.
Forgot it.
Just put it right now. Old school.
The managers forgot it.
Old school.
Had to go for two.
You weren't even going to leave it up.
Forget it.
Yeah, we're not going to put it down in that grass. Fans are like, boy, Bummer's being aggressive tonight.
Yeah,
Little did they know.
Yeah, the team we were playing wasn't very good, so it didn't really matter.
Okay, so this will be Braylon Young that is going to try the extra point attempt. Fishpaw high snap, but he gets it down. The kick is up. It's a line drive, and the kick is no good, wide to the right. 11:40, just underway in quarter number 3 on that scoreboard. It's Ayersville 22, Edgerton nothing. We're back after this timeout.
Does the loss of electricity with an electrical storm scare you? Tired of being in the dark, not knowing how long before the electricity will come back on? Have Highland Center Electric install a backup generator system in your home. You can protect your whole house or just those critical circuits such as the freezer, fridge, furnace, or sump pump. Give yourself that peace of mind knowing that whether you're home or not, your home is protected from loss of electricity. Call Highland Center Electric today at 419-395-2577 to get your free quote. Better Business Bureau accredited, license number 38086.
Torian Knieven, the junior running back for the Ayersville Pilots, a 60-yard run. The PAT, though, no good, and we are just underway in quarter number 3, and Ayersville Bummers extended their lead to 22-0.
Yeah, first play from scrimmage, just right off the left side there, and not really even touched that time. So now the challenge for Edgerton is you know, let's get something going offensively here. Let's not quit. Let's compete here in this second half. See if we can generate some offense. So, you know, we've seen Edgerton play this year already. It's a team that's been very resilient, so there's no reason to think that they won't come back and do their best to compete in this game.
Cordaway set to kick it away. And Roth bobbles it, then picks it up at about the 23-yard line, and he's in a world of hurt, and he's going to be dropped at about the 24-yard line. Didn't field it cleanly. It kind of hopped in front of him. Able to get up to about the 24-yard line. It'll be first down 10 Edgerton at their own 24, 27 seconds in to this third quarter. Now, coaching staff will evaluate what they see over the next 24 minutes in these two quarters, and you know the saying, everyone knows the saying, tape don't lie.
Yeah.
So if you're the coaching, you want to see the kids still playing hard, you want to see, you know, are they improving, you know, that sort of thing. So very valuable minutes, even though trailing right now by 3 scores. Out of the shotgun, Baker, play fake to Roth, rolls to his right, fires, pass, caught out of the backfield. And it's going to be up near the 29-yard line. Pass caught on the play by Walkup.
Yeah, Joel Walkup that time. Good little conceived play there by Coach Flagel there. Both guard and tackle pulled, and then quarterback ran out like he was going to carry it, and then threw it to a screen pass to Walkup.
Gain of 5 up to their 29-yard line. It is second down and 5. Baker out of the shotgun. And the play fake to Roth now throws it to the left side, but it's going to be over the head of his intended receiver, Caden Sinclair, who did get a hand on it, but the pass was high. It falls incomplete, and it's going to bring up third down and 5.
Ayersville right now on a zone defense, kind of a soft secondary coverage there, trying to keep everything in front of them.
When you've been able to get the pressure up front, it gives you just so many options when you don't have to send extra guys to get that pressure.
Yeah, well said, exactly.
Out of the shotgun, Baker again with Roth on his left, and Baker rolling to the left. Catches a block by Roth, now fires it to the near sideline. It's going to be incomplete. And he was looking for Walkup again, but there was just pilots all around Maddox Baker. He was running for his life and caught one block, but gave him an opportunity to throw. It falls incomplete. 3 and out for Edgerton. They'll be forced to punt. And Ayersville, once again, will figure to get good field position. Lloyd and Delano back to return the kick.
It's a different kicker.
A different kicker back there for Edgerton.
Kicking, and the punt hits at the 45. Delano picks it up at the 41, near side, far sideline across the 45. Flag comes in late. In to punt that one was freshman Kellen Sanchez.
22 with the kick. Flag on the return. Yes.
Let's see if we can't sort out what the flag is. We may have an illegal block on Ayersville, and I think the penalty is going to be a block in the back on Ayersville.
It's been a pretty clean game.
Yeah.
I think that is third penalty. I did not mark him down. Pass interference, one down here.
And we had the hold on the interception that was declined, so I guess that doesn't really count. But, hey, if you're trying to figure out, if you can count them all on one hand and you can't get to that pinky finger and the thumb, you're doing pretty good.
Good flow.
Yeah. 10:41 remaining here in quarter number 3, 22-0 Ayersville, and the Pilots with a 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. Fishball out of the shotgun, gives it to the second man running through. Knieven going to be chopped down at the line of scrimmage, falls forward, though, for a gain of about 3, maybe 4. Kellen Sanchez chopped him down. Give him 2, we'll call it 2nd down and 8.
Nice job by Sanchez, just getting really low there and hitting Knieven right below the kneecaps there and upending him, giving up about 75 pounds. So nice tackle by Sanchez.
Just about 2 minutes into this third quarter.
Something to think about if Ayersville was fortunate enough to go down and score here and have a 2-point conversion. We do have a continuous running clock.
Fishball out of the shotgun. On 2nd down, gives to the second man running through, McConnell across midfield, just working those legs all the way down to the Edgerton 46-yard line. He's going to pick up about 7 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 1. I mean, Herman and Walkup in there defensively, along with about 4 or 5 other Edgerton Bulldogs. I mean, that's McConnell, 5'7" freshman, 190, and he just kept those legs a-going.
190 as a freshman? He'll be a big kid, isn't he?
Runs hard. 3rd and 1 at the Edgerton 46-yard line.
Friday night. Good for him. 3rd down and 1. He's in the backfield.
Fishball out of the shotgun, a back on either side. They keep it on the ground. Knieven gets away from one defender in the backfield, but can't get away from the second.
Joel Walkup.
First man to get in there was Rivera, but then Walkup came in and finished him off. He's going to lose a yard, and that's going to bring up 4th and 2. The ball will be spotted at the Edgerton 47-yard line.
Yeah, so Ayersville is going to go for this here. I'd be surprised if they punted the ball on the 47-yard line of Edgerton right now. Again, if they're going to run the ball, look for them to go on that left side. You've got 2 really good offensive linemen, I think all-league performers with Baker and Brady Clark, and Cordaway.
Well, he's got Delano and Knieven in the backfield, split on either side of him. Take your pick who he's going to give it to. No, he's going to pass it. Looking to throw. Quick pass left side. It's going to be tipped and intercepted by Roth. Down the right sideline to the 40, to the 30, and he's going to take it to the house. They decide to throw it on 4th and 2, and Owen Roth picks it off and returns it. But there is a flag down near the line, about the 42-yard line. We will see. This one may be coming back on the return, but let's hold on and see. It would go down and about a 53-yard interception return for a score, but let's sort out the penalty here.
Well, they may be calling a hold on Edgerton, holding the back as he came out of the backfield. We'll see here. Whatever it is, what a great play by Owen Roth.
Goodness, I think you are right. I think that's going to be holding. Oh, but they're going to say it came on the return, Bummer, so okay. Ayersville will turn it over for the third time. So it's not a pick six by Roth, but he gets the third Edgerton interception here today. And the Bulldogs once again make a stand, and for the first time, I believe, here tonight, Bummer, I think offensively they're across midfield.
No, not now. Not now, unfortunately. For the
I scratched that. He's marking it. He's still going. So they were close. They're going to put it down at about the 47-yard line of Edgerton, it looks like.
Ayersville tried to drift it back out of the backfield out on a little screen play, and Owen Roth read it the whole way. And Fishpaw just threw it right to Roth that time, and he took it all the way back to the house. Unfortunately, the way the game's going for the Dogs tonight, they get a holding call on the return. So nonetheless, it's Bulldogs ball on the 47-yard line of their own.
Just kind of jumped the route a little bit, and Edgerton with their third interception, but just have not been able to do anything on offense. 8:19 remaining in this third quarter. And that Andres O'Neill and low scoreboard, it's still Ayersville 22, Edgerton nothing. Baker out of the shotgun with a back on either side. He's going to throw it as he rolls to the right, far sideline, looking to throw. He's going to fire it down the sideline. It's going to be tipped and almost intercepted. Delano got a hand on it. There were 4 Pilots and 2 Bulldogs in that scrum over there, and he's lucky to get that one back. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
So important to keep Baker in the pocket. So if you're I'm sure the coaching staff for Ayersville is saying that the defensive ends want to keep him underneath and make him try to throw over those big offensive linemen.
Yep, 5'7", $140, the sophomore quarterback for the Bulldogs. 2nd down and 10 at their own 47-yard line. Out of the shotgun. And looking to throw once again. Looking to the near side. It's going to be caught across midfield. Breaks a tackle at the 45-yard line. And getting down near the 43-yard line is Walkup.
And that'll be a first down.
And they will spot it. Brady Clark brings him down. And they're going to check to make sure it is a first down. We've got no official signal yet. Brody Flagel's got to be thinking that.
Give me a break, man. Come on now. I don't know what they're doing. I think, are they going to get a measurement?
They're going to bring the chains out. They're all staring. I got 5 officials that are just staring down the line right now. Somebody make a call. Now they want the chains to come on out.
We're going to have our first measurement.
What do you think, Eagle Eye? They got this?
I think it's a first down. I think when it's 22 to zip and everything's going the other way. I don't know what I think. I think something.
And of course,
this will be the first down for
them from the far side of the field.
Yeah. Good play that time by Baker, getting out of the pocket and delivering a nice ball to.
Chain gang's not run anymore, or
you gotta be chill, man.
I mean, they're building a good chain gang walks. It builds the anticipation of the measurement, right?
Walk up, catching that ball out of the backfield there and turning it up, and it's gonna be close.
He's going to be short by about the length of a football.
So it's 3rd down and
it'll be 3rd down and about a foot, yeah.
It's almost right in front of us, so it wasn't that hard.
This sequence has taken a little bit longer than it should, but I would say overall it's been a really well officiated game.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So the ball will be spotted the 43-yard line of Ayersville. It'll be 3rd down and 1. 7:51 remaining in this third quarter. 22-0 Ayersville, and Edgerton trying to convert to keep this drive alive.
Big, strong running back and Owen Roth up there.
Couple of mid-third quarter scores. Defiance on top of Shawnee, 30-0, and Patrick Henry on top of Bryan, 30-22.
A lot more competitive than what I thought.
Third and short, the snap to Baker, the give. Between the tackles goes Walkup, and he'll fall forward to the 41, and that'll be a first down for the Edgerton Bulldogs, tackled on the play by Leo Barraza. But a first down, Bummer.
Yep, good for them. Deserved it that time. Put together a few good plays there. Shows a lot about the character for Edgerton, still competing and fighting.
Trying to take advantage of the third Ayersville turnover of this ball game. Bulldogs are +3 in the turnover margin, but yet trailing 22-0. Baker back to pass, far side. Caught by Herman at the 40 and going to be chopped down at about the 39-yard line on a good open field tackle by senior Dylan Hinkle. Gain of about 3. We'll call it 2nd and 7.
Nice strong ball that time by Baker. That was a long throw. Only got 3 yards out of it, but he threw that from the other side of the hash marks.
Under 7 and rolling in the quarter. 2nd down and 7 from the Ayersville 38-yard line. Play fake. Baker back to pass once again. Now he's going to roll to his left. Fires out of the backfield. It's going to be caught. 35 to the 30 is walk up, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. That'll be a gain of a dozen and another Edgerton first down.
The exact same play that Edgerton got, or almost got the first down on 2 plays before, where a walk up out of the backfield.
By far and wide, the best drive of the night for the Bulldogs.
Getting a couple first downs here. Now they're getting rolling.
Roth to the right of Baker, who's in the shotgun. Baker, quick pass to the right side, caught by Walkup. He'll cut it across the 30 to the 25, back into the flow of the field at the 20, and he'll get down near the 15-yard line. How about another gain of about 11 and another Edgerton first down?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Walk up out of the backfield again. Baker delivering a nice throw. 3rd first down this series for the Dogs.
Looks like they're going to spot it all the way down near the 12-yard line, where it's going to be 1st and 10 Edgerton. Best drive of the night so far for the Bulldogs. 3 receivers set. Roth on the left hip of Baker, who's in the shotgun. And jet sweep to the left side, looking to turn the corner. Now he cuts back at the 15. Flag coming in late, and this is going to be a hold on Edgerton as they tried the jet sweep to Caden Sinclair. But this one's going to come back. You could see that coming a mile away. So a holding call on the jet sweep will make it first down and long.
Holding on the offense. And I imagine they're going to push him back.
And what success that Edgerton's had this series has been just a simple walk up in the backfield, swinging out, little half fake by Baker, and then throwing to him kind of like a little bubble screen. And
kind of getting the ball into their athletes' hands in space?
They are getting the ball in their athletes' hands, and I don't know if Ayersville was in cover 1, meaning man-to-man, and the backer just couldn't get out down there or what, but nonetheless had some success doing that.
1st and 20 Edgerton at the Ayersville 22. Baker out of the shotgun looking to throw. Quick left sideline. It's going to be caught by Weaver. He's going to go inside the 15 down near the 11-yard line. So he's going to pick up about half of that, get those penalty yards back, pick up about 11, and it'll bring up 2nd down in about 10-ish. 10 and they're going to put it at the 11-yard line. And we'll call it 2nd and 9. How about that? Bulldogs on the move, 5.5 and rolling. Quarter number 3, trying to get something on the board, trailing Ayersville 22-0, driving into the north end zone there, Bummer, with the campfire crazies in the background. Just enjoying another nice night.
Good stuff. I wonder if
Baker back to pass, throws it left corner of the end zone. It's going to be caught by Weaver, but he's out of bounds. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8 from the 10.
I wonder if they're sitting out there having some Diet Pepsis. What do you think, Goob?
Been here a long time, Bummer, and I'm pretty confident in saying they are. They used to make some really good chili out there.
Did they?
Yes. And we used to beg and plead for them to, and they brought it up one time.
They're listening right now, baby.
Good.
They
so good.
Goobs, they love you.
Just a good time out there, a good group of people. Love the campfire in the background as you're driving into the end zone.
Yeah.
All right, 3rd down. Baker looking to throw. Straight drop back across the middle. Got it to Roth, and then he's going to be blasted at about the 5-yard line. Wow.
I love the call by Coach Flagel, but I tell you what, when you've got a linebacker there that time like Brady Clark, who read that screen all the way, it was a middle screen to Owen Roth, and he came up, and that was the hit of the night.
Brady Clark just leveled him. They'll mark it at the 10. It'll be 4th down and 8. Edgerton at the Ayersville 10. Boy, that was the hit of the night.
That's a big boy hit, wasn't it?
6'1", 220 senior, hitting Roth. 6'1", 205 senior.
Yeah, Roth is a big, strong kid himself. So.
Trips to the right in a 4-receiver set, and Brody Flagel is going to take a timeout. We'll take a quick one with them. 4.5 to play third quarter on the scoreboard. Ayersville 22, Edgerton nothing. We're back after this.
When you're on the road this summer, your rewards checking account at Midwest Community has deals from coast to coast that you can access online or in the app. It goes where you go, so you never miss a sweet deal on dining, hotels, entertainment, and more. And if you're stuck on the side of the road, just use the built-in roadside assistance to get back up and running. You also get cell phone protection, ID theft aid, and more, all included with your rewards checking account. It's banking that connects to life in all the ways you do. Learn more today at midwestcommunity.org.
Well, Edgerton trying to either keep this drive alive or to get something to show for it. Their best offensive possession of the night off the turnover. They trailed, though, 22-0. 4th and 8 at the Ayersville 10-yard line, and they've been doing this primarily through the air. Everything through the air.
Yeah. Baker's looked really good this series, and getting the ball to Joe Walkup. And need a big one here.
Baker out of the shotgun. 4th down, rolls to the right, looking to throw, still looking. Now he's going to run to the 5, cuts it back. He's going to be hit, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds. Did forward progress get him enough for the first down? I'm going to say no. He appears to be a couple of yards short. He had some green in front of him, but the Pilots swarm to the football, and they get him about 2 yards short of the first down. So it's a turnover on downs, and the Pilots have held defensively. They'll take it over, 1st down and 10 inside their own 10, leaving it 22-0, ball sitting at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, I thought maybe Joe Walkup was running a little out, and then he turned it up into a wheel. I thought they maybe had him there early, but very difficult when you got 4 jerseys running at you to see him.
So Ayersville will take it over, 1st down and 10 at their own 5-yard line. And on 1st down, Knieven between the tackles, running hard out across the 10, just shy of the 15-yard line.
Positives right now for the Edgerton fans that are listening for it. Listen, your team's down 22-0. Nothing's going well for them, and what do? Just like we've seen time and time again from an Edgerton team, is they still compete. And they go down, they put 3 first downs together, put themselves in a position to score. Didn't work out, but the competitiveness is there. Right? And those are things you can build on.
That's what you want to see.
That's what you want to see.
Staff. You want to see kids, that are given full effort, kids that care.
High character kids, right? And that means they're going to get better.
2nd and 4, ball spotted at the Ayersville 11. Second man running through is Knieven across the 20 to the 25 up near the 26-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 15 and more than enough for a Pilot's first down. Boy, Torian Knieven has just had himself a game here today.
Yeah, and I think, we talked about, you talk about defenses getting tired and things like that, and a little bit overblown in the small school circuit because everybody's playing both ways anyway. But nonetheless, when you're getting pounded on by that left side of the Ayersville offensive line is legit. Cordaway and Clark are the real deal.
3 minutes and rolling in the third. 1st down and 10, Ayersville, their own 26-yard line. Fishball slips it between the tackles to McConnell. He'll get it across the 30, still working across the 35 up near the 36-yard line. Picks up almost 10 yards. He's going to be close to a first down. Going to say about a half a yard short. Let's give him 9.5. 2nd down and inches. Ball sitting at the Ayersville 36-yard line.
2:36 here in the third.
He's pretty quick. He's got pretty good size, 5'9", and 190.
So Knieven to the right, McConnell to the left of Fishball, who's in the shotgun once again. Milking that clock. They give it to McConnell between the tackles. 1st down and more across the 40, and he'll be brought down at about the 44-yard line. Baker and Walkup combined to bring him down. They'll give him progress to the 45, gain of 10 on 2nd and 1, and Ayersville picking up big chunks. Those 3- and 4-yard gains in the first half are becoming 7-, 8-, 9-yard gains.
Yeah, well said, Goobs. Exactly right. Start to add up as the game goes on.
Under 2 minutes and rolling in the quarter. First down and 10 at the 45-yard line of Ayersville. The Pilots on the move. Fishball in total control of this offense. Slips it to Knieven across the 45, and he's going to be brought down. Well, that's a nice play defensively. I want to say that Sean Murphy got his big right paw in there and just kind of slapped at the ankle and knocked him down after a short gain.
Just enough, because I tell you what, it was going to be a big gain had he didn't make that play.
You can just see what senior leadership means. You've got Lucas Fishball just in total control of this offense, staring down that play clock, just milking this thing to perfection for Coach Andrew Mickey. Second down and 8 at their own 47-yard line. Fishball will slip it to McConnell across midfield, still working his way all the way down to the Edgerton 45-yard line. He's going to pick up 9, needed 8, and another Ayersville first down. And the one thing you notice about these Ayersville backs, they block for each other.
They do.
Because he's running behind Knieven right now, who's had himself a great game carrying the football.
They really do. And if I may, with somebody's name, we've talked so much about that left side Ayersville that I saw Caden Boer, big number 68, the right tackle, absolutely annihilate pancake an Edgerton defender that time.
First down and 10. Pilots now at the Edgerton 44-yard line, just moving right along, under a minute to play in the third. Give to Knieven. Running on the left side across the 40, and forward progress will get him down to about the 39-yard line. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Still playing hard. Owen Roth in there defensively. Walk up. And that may be the last play of this third quarter.
Yeah, I think Andrew Mickey's just going to be content on just kind of killing it here. Getting a quick little drink and switching sides of the field. Everything's going his way right now. The offensive line is basically established. It really has all game, but you're starting to see those body blows really add up. And as you said better than anybody, Goobs, those 2- and 3-yard gains are now 5- and 6-yard gains.
Torian Knieven with a 60-yard touchdown run early in the third quarter. The only points on the board in the third. We head to the fourth quarter on that Andres O'Neill and Low scoreboard. It's Ayersville 22, Edgerton nothing. We'll open up quarter number 4 when we come back.
Peltz Lumber Company in Montpelier and Pioneer has some exciting news. Not only has Peltz been bringing you the finest in building materials for generations, now they have a new website with a huge selection of items for you to browse right at your fingertips and in your own home. Just go to peltzlumber.com and hit the products button, and there it is. Tools, hardware, lumberyard and building materials, windows, doors, kitchen and bath. Check out the items you need and the prices, and stop by the store in Montpelier or Pioneer, or give them a call at 419-485-3059. Peltz Lumber, building for a new generation.
Good deal. And we welcome you back out to the landing strip. Adam Gubernath, Mike Bumb. 12 minutes of football remaining in this one, and it's kind of a weird game in the sense that Edgerton has won the turnover battle, but that's about the only thing, +3.
Yeah.
But yet it's 22-0 Ayersville, but it seems like it's a lot more than that, and it probably should be.
Yeah, and that gives the Ayersville coaching staff, you're going to get a win tonight unless something unbelievably crazy happens. But there's some things you can clean up, and the turnovers, of course, it's not very often you'll win games convincingly or win games at all when you're -3 in the turnover category. 2
of those interceptions came deep in Edgerton territory, and when you say that they should be, that's a credit to the Edgerton defense. Still playing hard.
Yeah, those are forced turnovers, too.
Yeah,
I don't mean those are giveaways. They forced them.
McConnell will take the give to start the fourth quarter, get it down to the 36-yard line, gain of 3. It'll bring up 3rd and 2. And we've both seen enough high school football, you a lot more than me, to know when you can see kids still playing hard and kids that have packed it in. And that's, if I'm Brody Flegel, that's the one thing I'm taking away right now. He's still got 11 kids out there that are fighting for him.
I think so, too. I'm watching that. There doesn't seem to be anybody pouting. And those are the types of kids you can win with, because they're going to get better. And it's an inexperienced team that Edgerton has right now.
3rd down and 2 for the Pilots. Fishball in the shotgun as we are just underway in the fourth. He's going to look to throw, fires it down the right sideline. Pass is going to be up, and it's going to be caught by Delano at the 15. He runs down to the 10, and he's still on his feet, and it's going to take about 5 Bulldogs to bring him down. Boy, Lucas Fishball put it right where Abe Delano could get it, and he did so, and it's going to be a huge gain inside the 10 down to the 8. Going to be a gain of about 28 yards, and it's going to be first and goal for the Pilots.
Just a one-on-one play. I think, is that the first pass Ayersville's had this half? No. They had the screen. They got picked off, right. But haven't thrown the ball very much. 50-50 ball that time.
Yeah.
Delano using his size and strength to come down with it.
That's a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to give it to my guy, give him a chance to make a play, and he did. First and goal from the 8-yard line as Fishball now in the shotgun, and now we're going to have timeout taken by the Bulldogs. We'll take a quick one with them. 10.5 to go in the ball game. 22-0 Ayersville. Back after this.
Statistics show that for most crops, pivot irrigation increases yields by at least 100% over dryland farming. Even in areas that get enough rainfall, timing is everything. If it doesn't come at just the right time, you could be losing yield. Maximize your production with pivots and linears from Valley Irrigation. Make the most of your acres. Contact Andy Farnham at AG Irrigation today, 419-212-2528. That's 419-212-2528.
10:38 remaining in the fourth quarter here at Ayersville. 22-0 Pilots, but Ayersville looking to add to that with a first and goal from just inside the 9-yard line. So out of the Edgerton timeout, Fishpaw in the shotgun. He'll give it to McConnell. Running behind that right side of the Ayersville offensive line. He's going to get down near the 5-yard line. Of 3.5, almost 4 yards maybe. It'll bring up second and goal from the 5.
No. Very deliberate, no hurry here. Obviously, you're Ayersville. Ayersville scores here, and if they would happen to go for 2 and get it, then we're in a continuous clock situation.
2 minutes gone by in the fourth.
What do you like about Ayersville, Goobs?
Physical.
Yeah.
Very, very physical. Experience. Second and goal. Fishpaw back to pass, fire slant left side, and through the hands of his intended receiver. That was Hinkle. Or no, excuse me, that was Myler. Incomplete.
Myler, who caught a touchdown pass earlier. One of those he probably should have had.
It'll be third and goal from the 5. That was right where it needed to be, just not able to bring it in. What I like that I've seen out of Ayersville, they know who they are, and I don't see them doing things out of character or things that they look uncomfortable doing. Very disciplined unit. 55-7, Liberty Center beats Swanton. Out of the shotgun, Fishpaw is going to keep it himself and cuts in, breaks a tackle at the 5 to the 1 and into the end zone for a touchdown. Lucas Fishpaw, senior quarterback, with a 5-yard touchdown run, and it's now 28-0. 2 touchdowns through the air, 1 on his feet that time, Bummer.
Yeah, Coach Mickey's, I thought he put up 1, so they're going to go, so we're not going to get a continuous clock here regardless here. All right.
Yep, been there, done that many times in the past. And you know what? He does not. I mean, you talk to, and we'll talk about this here in a second. Point after kick is up, and the point after kick is good. Braylon Young, the sophomore, and they are celebrating. So that's a rare occurrence as Young hits the PAT. It's now 29-0, and we'll keep it here. And when they integrated the running clock rule, I don't know how you felt about it at the time and if it's evolved or not, but I remember talking to so many coaches who absolutely hated it.
Really?
And the comment that I got back was that it cuts down on plays and opportunities, and it's like, and I remember one coach telling me, if you're getting drilled, it's not that much fun, but you get some of those younger kids a chance to play on a Friday night.
Don't you have JV games for that?
Well, that was the pushback a little bit. You can't make everyone happy on every account. But 29-0 is just.
I personally like it. I'll tell you what. I think you got a JV game for that. I think if you're the team that's getting drilled, you're ready to get the heck out of there. A lot of times it's because there's such a physical disparity, so you take away the chances of getting some kids hurt. I get it. I guess from a perspective, if you're a team that's one of those teams that's highly successful, where you have more of those games where you're on the winning side of that, you like that because you do want to develop your kids and play some more kids. And I get that perspective.
As a broadcaster, when they put it in, I mean, we did our fair share of lopsided games. We were excited about it. It's like we don't have to sit here and watch.
Do you know the IMG Academy down in Florida?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Here comes
I got one for you.
Walk up on the kick return across the 40, across midfield, and down to the Ayersville 45-yard line. So a nice return by Joe Walkup, and Edgerton will start this possession in Ayersville territory.
I read it on Twitter, so it's got to be true,
It's got to
right?
be true,
It
absolutely.
can't be false, but I read they were up 98-0 against the team at halftime. Called the game at halftime. Well, I'm not confirming that, but it was on Twitter, and as we know, we don't believe everything you see on there, but holy moly.
It surprised me. I mean,
that's a college team, right?
I remember it was years ago when Bobby Bowden was coaching Florida State, and I think they played Notre Dame the game when they were running it up on him.
No.
And they asked him about running up the score on him, and he said something to the effect of, "It's not my job to keep the score down." And it's like, he had a point.
It was when Bobby Bowden, it was Lou Holtz was not at Notre Dame. It was
Jerry Faust last, or
No. Bobby Bowden was actually at West Virginia, I believe. Wasn't he the West Virginia coach there? And Lou was like a William and Mary or something. Yeah. And Bobby was robbing him. And Lou said, "Hey, I know we were friends. Why are you doing that?" And Bobby said, "It's my job to prepare your team."
To keep the score down.
Good here tonight.
Edgerton pitches it back to their own 26-yard line and a block in the back. And on first down, Baker looking to throw across the middle. Picked off at the 35-yard line. Boy, coming out with that football is Jacob Myler with what is the first
turnover for the Dogs.
Of the ball game. Myler with the interception. Well, they get the kick return, Bummer, all the way down to about the 45-yard line. The illegal block pulls it all the way back. Then on first down, they throw the interception, and 9:21 remaining in the ball game. 29-0 Ayersville, and Pilots looking to get a stamp on this one here in the fourth. And had a penalty on air, an illegal block on the interception return, or is this? Yeah, on the return, so we're going to move it back to the Edgerton 44-yard line.
29. Thank you.
I think you'll probably see more grounded out here for the Pilots in the fourth quarter.
First down at 10. Takes it, goes inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Let's give him 5. Played by Sean Murphy.
You say that?
Sophomore. Again, right in front of me on the table. He's being a smart man. Second down and 5. Fish Paul milking that clock, and now we're going to have a false start on Ayersville. Well, sometimes when it's the only thing. Linemen and people get a little antsy, ready to jump off the ball. Just got to have to wait a second or two. 8.5 to go in the ball game. 29-0 Ayersville.
And then the other one's still on the camera, and it's loaded to the ground.
So they'll push it back to the 44-yard line. Second down and 10. Start the clock up, and it'll be Kevin running between tackles, and he runs right in there. Walk up. Goes on the bottom of that pile. Here's your guy again, Jackson Flower. Loss of a yard and make it 3rd and 11.
I tell you, if it wasn't for the Herman 2 interceptions, think he's maybe had the best game defensively for her. You could make an argument for him.
You sure can. Yeah, he's played well.
He didn't start football until the 70s,
like
but
late 70s.
Yeah, but boy, they've been good, been dominant.
Back to the sideline, make the move, makes a tackle, then will be brought yard line. Right by, of course, ball program started. 10-year run for Chris Dales when
this is Tenora, for example, but over the years at football, you'd have to say it's been the best program in the GMC. Fair? Consistently. Yeah. I know Fairview's been really good in times, and of course Tenora certainly has.
The 30 to the 25 to the 20, just dragging defenders with him down to the 15-yard line. Let's give him 18 on the carry. It'll be first down and 10 for Ayersville. We have an injured Edgerton player here. Doesn't matter. Everyone knows the ball. First started covering the Green Meadows Conference. He could not. They could not compete with the NWOAL. Right. You always had your league champion, whoever would finish second. It seemed like year in and year out, they were getting into the playoffs, and then they'd run into the NWOAL team, and it was ugly. But what you saw was, over about a period of 8 to 10 years, you saw consistency in the coaching staffs. Yeah. Guys hung around for a while. You've got guys that are at their places for 5, for 10 years. Yeah. Suddenly, the program started winning. They held their own and then started winning some of those battles again. You have a lot to do with their success.
You got to understand, too, most of the programs in the GFC didn't start till the 70s. With the NWAL, they've been going back, who knows, 1920s, 30s, and all that. So, yeah, the establishment, it took a little bit while. Then you have the Craig McCords, you have the Bob Owens, Kenny Krauses, who was 20 years. Drew Altemus, those are long-standing coaches. And building the program, GMC, a smaller school league, but no, you're right. For the size schools, it's been a really good conference, and it's gotten better over the years.
And you had those teams, the teams in the league, and we just say minus 4 days, but those 7 teams all had their moments, all had their runs, and I mean, you talk about some of the great Fairview battles, Hicksville with 2 semifinal appearances, stuff like that. I mean, it was, but Ayersville has consistently been amongst the teams.
Communities, good family-oriented communities. Kids play football, those kind of things that, maybe a lot of these communities, they don't have all the obstacles. I like Bob Green for sure, and I'm going to just say one more thing. They're being nice to Fairview, everybody. They're down these last couple of years. They're going to be good again. They're going to remember that.
First down and 10 at the 15-yard line of Edgerton. Fishball out of the shotgun. The give to McConnell running on the right side. Got a little bit of a gap as he gets down near the 10-yard line. The injured Bulldog that was helped off the field was Joel Walkup, one that they could ill afford to lose. But they are looking at him on the sideline right now, so hopefully he'll be okay.
One of the most productive players for the Edgerton Bulldogs, and somebody, as you said, they cannot afford to lose him. Hopefully it's nothing serious.
They'll mark it at the 10. It'll be 2nd and 5, just about halfway home in this fourth quarter with Ayersville on top 29-0. Knieven to the left, McConnell to the right of Fishball, who's in the shotgun, is staring at that play clock as it hits 9 and rolling. Snap it at about 2, and the give to Knieven between the tackles to the 5, and just bulldozes his way into the end zone for another Ayersville touchdown. touchdown run of the ball game for Torian Knieven. Makes it 35 Ayersville. Just used to go down.
Yeah.
So Braylon Young, who hit his last extra point, will be out to attempt this one as well. Kicking into the heart of the Campfire Crazies there. See if he can get it there. Snap is there. The hold is there. The kick is blocked. Edgerton got in and blocked the extra point. But 6 more for the Pilots. 5:18 remaining in the fourth. On our scoreboard, Ayersville 35, Edgerton nothing. We're back after this timeout.
Fall is a great time to work on your home. Is your home well insulated? Field Supply Center in Blakesley is now stocking the Attic Cat and the Pro Cap blown insulation system. Forget about the dust from the old blown insulation. Attic Cat is the new clean way to insulate your walls and attic. Field Supply Center also offers CertainTeed Landmark shingles, one of the best shingles for your roof. Now is the time to take care of your home. Whether you need insulation, shingles, siding, or window, make Field Supply in Blakesley your first stop.
Here's a score for you early in the fourth quarter, and I mean early, 8 seconds into the quarter. Patrick Henry, 38. Bryan, 36.
Wow. That surprises me. A Bryan team, Fairview struggled a little bit this year. Fair put 49 points against Bryan.
Well, Patrick Henry scored 38 so far, but they they get into these shootouts. It's crazy.
I guess.
Got to remember, their only loss came against Van Wert, who's very good.
That's fair. Good point.
They can.
Maybe
giving up a lot of points.
Are we undervaluing the Bears? Maybe.
Oh, kickoff goes through one of the up man's hands. It'll be picked up in the back across the 25 to the 30. You know, it's funny. Usually, you get to about week 3, week 4, you get a good feel for what teams are and that sort of thing. It's like this game right now, we can't figure out, is Patrick Henry what they thought thought they were? Is Bryan what they thought we were? I mean, that's a crazy game over there in Patrick Henry.
Yeah.
And well, you've coached long enough, sometimes you just get into these games that you can't explain.
Maybe.
It's just points just go on the board.
Maybe, yeah.
That's what fans want to see, right? That's what they tell us. Fans want to see points on the board.
Watch out for Archibald still. I know they got throttled last week. Man, that's a talented team. 22 seniors on their roster.
Baker back to pass on first down. Going to be caught by Herman at the 30, near sideline to the 35, and he'll get up to about the 36-yard line, gain of 6, 2nd and 4.
I think that go back to our fill-in time here. I think that Archibald, even though they got just routed last week by a team that just exerted their toughness, and I think that kind of knocked Archibald back, maybe a little more finesse than what they were ready for, but I still think Archibald's a good football team that's going to go deep into the playoffs this year. Now, Liberty Center, who knows? I think
if they open up, number 2 in the state poll? I know the poll take it for what it's worth, but
man,
it's a team that's
what a community. You talk about football communities, huh?
Amen.
Liberty Center, got to be number 1, right?
Out of the shotgun, Baker rolling to the left, looking to throw, fires, far sideline. Pass going to be caught across the 40 to the 45, across midfield, and knocked out of bounds just across midfield. Caden Sinclair on the reception. They'll mark it at the Ayersville 48-yard line, 16 yards on the gain. It's a first down for the Bulldogs.
A lot of new faces getting in the game now for Ayersville. Coach Mickey deciding to get some kids some opportunities there, and you saw
3 minutes and rolling here in the fourth, 35-0 Ayersville.
And make no mistake about it, there's nothing wrong with this. Ayersville wants a shutout.
Oh, you're darn right they do.
They're going to do all they can to keep Edgerton from getting out of there. There is not one thing wrong with that.
Baker rolling to the right, looking to throw, cuts it back, now fires, finds Herman at the 40 to the 35, and he'll dive forward near the 30-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 18, and that's going to be good for another Edgerton first down. Well, you can bet that those Ayersville first-teamers that were coming off.
That's my point.
They were sending the message like, but they still have some of them.
Well, they were bringing a few of them back on there.
First down and 10 at the 31. Baker rolling to the left. He's looking to throw, flushed out of the pocket. Still looking, fires far sideline, and the pass is going to be incomplete. Short hopped his intended receiver. 2nd down and 10. Oh, now they're saying he did catch it.
Stepped out of bounds after he caught it.
Sinclair on the reception, but with the running clock, it just continues to move. We're under 2 minutes now and rolling. 2nd and about 2. Ball sitting at about the 24-yard line. Baker out of the shotgun, rolling this time to his right, fires the pass, has a receiver wide open into the end zone for an Edgerton touchdown. Caden Sinclair from 28 yards out, and Edgerton gets on the board.
Nice little flag route that time, and Baker got out of the pocket and delivered a nice ball. Hey, Baker's throwing some really good balls this 4th quarter.
Yeah. Minute 41 to go in the ball game. It's now Ayersville 35 and Edgerton 6. And the Bulldogs will attempt the point after. Parker Eldon will be kicking the PAT. Herman to hold. Snap is there. Hold is there. The kick is up. Knuckleball, but it is good. Minute 41 remaining in the 4th on the scoreboard. Ayersville 35, Edgerton 7. We'll be back to finish it off after this timeout.
Your home is the one place where everything should be perfect, including your air. Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services helps you achieve the perfect air you deserve with reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. Call Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services and see how soon you can get a Lennox home comfort system that'll help improve your health and your mood. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. Call us today at 1-800-329-4040 or visit us at starksphs.com.
Anytime that comes on, it just goes to the trap game. VHS.
The Edgerton Bulldogs get on the board here with a minute 41 to go in the 4th. 28-yard pass from Baker to Sinclair. The point after is good, 35-7. We were talking earlier here tonight just about that Bryan Golden Bears team and what they faced over the next 2 weeks. Road game tonight at Patrick Henry, road game next Friday night at Liberty Center. We were going to find out all we needed to know, I guess, about Bryan, and we're finding it out down by 2 early in the 4th.
A chance to win, it sounds like, or at least competing right there with them. So, yeah, Bryan wins over Fairview, wins over Maumee. Maumee, much improved team, and then Delta, not a bad team.
They beat a Maumee team on the road after Maumee had won their opening game, and that was a big deal because they hadn't won in like 2 or 3 years or whatever it was.
Only loss against Van Wert. So, yeah, it's possible we're undervaluing the Bears and give credit where credit's due, competing with Patrick Henry tonight.
Grant Redhead doing a nice job with that Golden Bears football team. Here comes the ensuing kickoff, and they'll put a knee down at about the 20-yard line with a minute 39 to go. So we'll see exactly what Andrew Mickey wants to do here, and I would assume just keep it on the ground for a couple of handoffs and get out of Dodge here with what would be his 4th win of the year. Ayersville going to improve to 4-1. 2-0 in the conference, and I believe a road trip to Hicksville next Friday night.
A game, quite frankly, Ayersville should win. We'll put them in a 5-1 situation going into the back half. Big heavy hitters still yet on their slate with Antwerp and Tenora. Of course, the rivalry with Tenora is as good a small school rivalry around. I got to coach in that years ago on the Tenora side when I was an assistant there, and it's fun. It's fun.
Like the Pilots are just going to put a knee on it here, and a couple times, and we'll call this one a ball game for Edgerton. They're going to drop to 1-4, 0-2 in the league. And you look at the next 3 for the Bulldogs, and home against Paulding next Friday. The week after that, home with Fairview, and then at Hicksville.
3 winnable games.
3 games that you would imagine they would be competing in all 3 of them. So again, I think disappointed in the 1-4 start, disappointed in how this turned out here tonight, but definitely some things to build on. And I think, Brody Flagle's message to his kids is, hey, look at the next 3. We have 3 winnable games here if we play good football.
They sure do. Well, obviously, a big key or a big help for that would be getting Scotty Krantz healthy, again, who did not play tonight. Hopefully walk-up is fine. We don't know what the situation is with them. Those 2 players, they're going to be needed in these next 3 games if they're going to be successful. But you're right. All 3 of those games are games in which Edgerton can go in thinking that we've got a legitimate chance to win. Paulding much improved, not to take anything away from them this year.
30 seconds. One more kneel down for Ayersville, and they'll walk out of here with the win. And
one more. Was it?
I think that'll be it. And that'll be it here tonight. Final on our Andres O'Neill and Low scoreboard. Ayersville with the win by a final of 35-7. Dominant in every aspect of the game, despite losing the turnover battle. Go figure that one out. But still, the Pilots walk out with the win, 35-7. Bummer and I will be back with the postgame wrap-up after this.
You know where to go when your vehicle has been in an accident, but why should you take that same vehicle to Jason Dietz Collision and Service when you need an oil change, brake job, or any other routine maintenance? It's because Dave Brown and Sam Bailey have 60 years of combined experience diagnosing and repairing domestic, foreign, and classic automobiles. They have a state-of-the-art alignment machine that ensures a perfect alignment every time, and the training and expertise to fix your problem the first time. So whether it's a crash or take your vehicle to Jason Dietz Collision and Service.
I'm Paul Rohrig Jr.
And I'm Sierra, and we are the new owners of Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio.
It's fair season, and we will have a booth at the Williams County Fair this year. Come out and see our selection of styles and colors, and save 10% off all memorials and get free vases with purchase of an upright memorial. We're continuing the family tradition, and as a third-generation family business, the Rohrig family makes it easy to pick out just the right memorial.
The Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, serving families since 1924.
Michael Jordan once said, some people want it to happen, some wish it would happen, and others make it happen. The Edgerton Bulldogs want it, wish for it, and make it happen. The Edgerton Athletic Boosters want to thank all of the Edgerton athletes for their hard work and dedication, and want to wish the athletes and coaches good luck. So from the Edgerton Athletic Boosters, go get 'em Bulldogs. We're behind you all of the way. Good luck to all the Edgerton athletes.
Edgerton Forge, located on US 6 just outside of Edgerton, are proud supporters of Edgerton Bulldog athletes. Looking for a new career? Apply online at edgertonforge.com/careers or stop in and see them for an application and tour the facility at 257 East Morrison Street in Edgerton, Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Join them as they forge into the future. Good luck and play tough tonight. Go Bulldogs!
That's exactly right.
Ayersville Pilots defend home turf and knock off Edgerton tonight by the final of 35-7. Scoreless first quarter, and we were scoreless until midway through the second when Fishpaw hit Myler on a 30-yard pass. 2-point conversion was good. Just under a minute to play in the first half. An 11-yard pass from Fishpaw to Hinkle. 2-point conversion was good. It was 16-0 Ayersville at the half. Early in the third quarter, how about 20 seconds into the quarter, Knieven with a 60-yard run. The PAT was no good. Then a 5-yard run by Fishpaw. PAT was good. A 10-yard run by Knieven. The PAT was blocked. It was 35-0 Pilots. And then Edgerton gets on the board with about $1.41 remaining. A 28-yard pass from Baker to Sinclair. Point after good, 35-7. Turnovers here tonight. Edgerton with a +2. They had 3 interceptions. They had interceptions from Roth and 2 from Herman. Myler had a pick from Ayersville, but Ayersville -2 in the turnover ratio. But both of those interceptions came deep in Ayersville territory, or 2 of them anyway. But Pilots, as we said at the beginning of the game, you had pointed it out, seemed to be a little more physical, and they just kind of wore Edgerton down.
I think so. Again, it shows the maturity, meaning the kids with experience from Ayersville versus the kids of 4 of 5 returning 4 or 5 offensive linemen are new for Edgerton. So I think you saw that up front. And I'm here to tell you that offensive line for Ayersville is legitimate. They've got some really nice players up there, and they'll be one of the best offensive lines in the GMC moving forward. So I think they kind of inserted themselves. Thought Fishpaw played a pretty good game. Had a couple picks there. First half was kind of shaky, but kind of got his rhythm going and was efficient. A lot of that was because Ayersville established the run so well, and then they opened up the passing lane. Didn't think Edgerton's defense played poorly. I know you look at it and you say 35 points, and how can that be? But I thought they competed. I guess the problem was getting anything consistently on offense, and we saw it there in the late in the third quarter where they put together a string. Edgerton did, and got down there and got stopped on the 1-yard line and just couldn't quite punch it in. But some of the things you look for, we don't want to get cheesy here or anything like that, but we keep seeing this is an Edgerton team that's competing even when they're down. Even when the kids know that's probably not going to work out in their favor, you kind of watch body language, you watch effort, the things that Coach Flagel's going to be watching. And Edgerton continues to keep on competing at the best that they can. Outmatched a little bit tonight, but I think the attitude and the effort's still there.
Halfway through the fourth quarter, Patrick Henry now leading Bryan 46-36. Defense optional there tonight.
Yeah, I don't know what Bryan's been giving up a lot of points. I mean, they're putting them up there. They gave up a lot against Fairview and won that one like 65-49. I mean, got to tackle somebody, right?
That's great.
But hey,
at some point,
who knows? I know Patrick Henry's pretty good, so Bryan's hanging with him. So maybe they're the surprise team.
Ayersville is the type of team that going forward, and believe it or not, we're halfway through the regular season after tonight. Ayersville's that type of team that you don't want to get behind early, because if they can dictate tempo, if they can dictate style with that big offensive line and those running backs, I mean, they could just bleed the clock and wear you down. You definitely want to try to do what you can to make them into more, to do things they're not comfortable. They could just milk the clock and make it tough to come from behind.
I think that's fair, and that's going to be their blueprint. Play good defense, be sound in the kicking game, old school football. Don't have maybe the great speed that old Ayersville teams that were really good had, but what they do have is physical running backs, not great breakaway speed, good backs though, and a really good offensive line to lean on. So I think if they play that style of football, if you're Ayersville, you're looking ahead against Wayne Trace and Tenora, and of course Antwerp, which were teams that are predicted to be in the upper echelon. And how do you beat those teams? Can you beat those teams? I think the answer is yes, by using that blueprint. But you're right. I think it's important for Ayersville to get out ahead of teams and then, as you said, lean on that offensive line and kind of milk the clock.
For the Edgerton Bulldogs, falling to 1-4, a little something to build on at the end. We were talking about how it was important for Ayersville to get out of here with a shutout, but very important that Edgerton finally put something together there late in the ball game to get on the board. Don't underestimate just how that little drive there can give those kids a little bit of confidence heading into next week's game.
And it gives the coaching staff something to say, see, you can do it. This is a good football team. We did put some things together. Now, look, we've got 3 winnable games coming up. Right, got to get healthy. Talked about Walkup getting hurt. Hopefully he's going to be okay. Talked about Krantz not playing today. Hopefully he's going to be okay. But you're seeing some things with Edgerton again, like usual. You got high-character kids on that run. That's why it's been a very good football program. It's been the best football program in Williams County the last 15 years, consistently. Okay, This year they've lost a lot of kids to graduation, obviously, but they've got good, solid kids that you can win with, high-character kids that you can win with, because they're going to compete. They're not going to feel sorry for themselves, and consequently, guess what, Goobs? They get better.
Yeah, absolutely. Young kids gaining experience. You talk about better get Fairview now. You better get Edgerton while you can, because the future is definitely looking bright. Hey, we survived tonight. We didn't catch anything on fire.
Let me tell you something. It was my pleasure to work with you.
I was excited to work with you tonight.
Everybody knows that Andy Briggle's great. I think you're great too. And Defiance loves you. Defiance County loves you. And I can see you've done this for 25 years. So thank you for carrying me once again, dude. It's been my pleasure, my good friend.
Good teammate. Good teamwork here tonight. We'll see if we can't maybe do it sometime in the future. But Andy will be back next week, and he'll be good to go with you guys. Where I think Montpelier, Eden, maybe next week.
That was the call. He kind of gives me a call and says,
"It's his world. We just follow his lead."
You're exactly right.
He tells you where to go, and you go.
He's Michael Jordan. I'm Will Purdue.
But you got the rings, though. You got the rings,
right? Yeah, whatever.
All right. So, hey, want to say a big thank you to Rafael Manriquez and everyone here at Ayersville. Took very good care of us tonight. Appreciate all the hospitality, and nice to see everyone over here once again. Big thanks to Ben Murray for doing an outstanding job back at the studio tonight. Thanks, Ben, and he'll have that scoreboard show rolling throughout the night as soon as we are done here. Of course, brought to you by Midwest Community Federal Credit Union. For Mike Bumb, this is Adam Gubernath saying so long from Ayersville. The host Pilots win it here tonight, knocking off Edgerton by a final of 35-7. Good night, everybody.